I will be
Okay.
monitoring the table.
Day one.
Okay, let me quickly prep. So, should we do a small recap, or you want to dive in directly into
It's been a second.
our?
I'd recommend.
Yeah, it's been a
recap.
second.
Recap.
So, last time on our Adventures of a Tyranny of Dragons, you fought an ice dragon, apparently, with a long fight, and actually hard one. You managed to beat it, secure its hoard, and well, gain what seems to be an ally of from the giants that have a flying castle. In short, basically returning the castle to the giants. Over some days, you were resting and just collecting the loot and sorting it out over the time. You identify the items found in there. You as well as sorted out the loot between yourselves. And you, a couple days before reaching the final destination, when one of the giants told you that soon you'll be arriving to the place where the castle is going to stay for the moment, there's been a raven that arrived. The raven landed at least a dozen paces from you, then boldly hopped closer, and in a flat parcel wrapped in oilskin strapped to its belly, its eyes it eyed you enigmatically for a few moments, then spoke in a very familiar voice, saying, "Leosin Erlenthel sends his heartiest congratulations. Please use this gift in this bird. Gift this bird brings to meet me in the Waterdeep as soon as possible." As you open the satchel in what the bird was carrying, you found a scroll that contained a teleportation circle. After using it, you've been teleported back into Waterdeep. As you now open your eyes, as you just fly to like this kind of a tunnel, that like a light coming towards you, just a fresh wind of salt, of that sea wind coming, hitting your face, as well as the sounds of the big city filling your ears instantly from that quiet, air-filled, empty kind of a castle filled with ogres and just kobolds. As you would open your eyes, you would see around you a huge crowd just being hauled off by a ton and ton of guards. You would see a familiar face, those who would know, but for the rest of you, not familiar, since Sarah is not here. Leosin Erlenter, standing there looking at you. A little bit confused in the moment after you were just arrived and everything, but he soon paces himself and says, "Hi, you must be the adventurers that I sent my bird to find, correct?" As it approaches you and says these words.
Yes, we are. Princess is obviously confused because always teleport. I mean, yes.
Oh yes. I believe I hope to meet with Ren again and with everybody else, but I don't see any familiar faces. So, have you seen Tora recently?
She has a knack
Oh.
for disappearing.
I gotta bring you bad news, fella.
Oh.
Red is dead.
After hearing these words, it takes him time to process. You can see internally, after you say these words, he's heartbroken. But he quickly recalls, like he looks a little bit to the distance and right behind you, and utters the words, something under his nose, incoherent for you to understand. Gives like a small, like almost like a bow, but just a tiny nod, not to you or anybody else, to himself. says back to you, "Well, these are indeed grave news. It's sad to actually lose a friend.
Oh,
I'll make sure to leave something here, for at least for someone to remember. I guess he was a part of this whole thing that apparently you are part of. So, as I call you here, as you receive and everything, actually the first council is about to conclude. And the council members, in before their all machinations and stuff, actually expressed a need and a want to meet with you, heads on. They want to hear all the stuff that's been happening from your side. As far as I know, they have their own information and own knowledge of what is happening, but it's only they want to know from your side mostly. That's the only reason why you've been summoned back into Waterdeep with this urgency?
Information travels fast, right? Impressive.
So, to not hold anybody else longer, you have at least about 3 hours until the council begins. For now, please follow me and try not to interact with the crowd too much. As you can see, people are actually looking to what appears to be a newborn heroes of the Faerun. As he turns around and starts walking in a fast pace, as he starts to pass the guards where they have like this space open for you to go on the street, and looks behind and gives us like a nod towards let's go.
Follow.
That is quite a lot of unwanted attention.
Did you say that, or you just thought it?
I said that.
What? Why don't you want this attention?
Nope, not this. Fucking.
I am not a man who wants to be reveled in glory.
Why?
Not my style.
Is not glory good? And
People
who are
like
we?
me better stood in the shadows.
Did you do something filthy and you don't want to meet some old enemy?
He likes to brood in darkness. I know his type because I used to be it.
Used to be. She looks like a surprise, so she doesn't say with any like.
As you walk,
She's not
for,
sarcastic, but she's surprised.
as you walk for about like 10-15 minutes, you've been led into this kind of a different place in the Waterdeep. I'm gonna activate the Waterdeep. You would be led to the actual high Waterdeep, or the place where it would be literally for all the nobles, all the like an up district, you would say. Nobles, the high caliber people, salesmen that made their fortunes collecting there, as well as you would notice people looking like lords and kings walking around and talking with each other. There's like an entrapes of enforcers and guards following them, at least 6 in pack or something. As Leosin says, as you approach this more and more, as you look behind yourself, you have as well at least dozen of veteran guards coming behind you. As you pass this gate, the gate closes. It's the metal square gate, not like a full door. It lowers down. You can see a lot of people just looking and aiming as they're talking. They're not shouting or anything, but the guards are standing and just looking at them. A couple break off to stay behind as you just go past into the high district, where it looks like to be actual Lord of Waterdeep's court. As Leosin looks around and says, well, don't be intimidated by these people. Most of them earned their living or was burned into it, so it's fine. I will lead you to the place where we can prepare for a couple hours, relax, get your drinks, get your stories in order if you necessarily need to. And if you need anything, I'll be just behind the door, if that's fine for you. As he continues walking and leading you on.
To be certain, we're here to talk about the cult of the dragon, Right.
Precisely. Only all information you know, and maybe you learned something here. Maybe you didn't found anything. It's everything about the cult of the dragon. And the thing is, there's so many lords from different regions, and there's even the king of the forgotten elf federation, or you would say the kingdom itself, that actually decided to show up. So we have a very diverse cast of people here that they want to learn things about you. And as well, the whole thing with the dragon cult, as I predicted in my researches, coming through.
Do you
But
have
anyway.
a knowledge if Lady Josephine is attending the meeting?
The thing is, I heard about the Lady Josephine, but recently she's been locking herself up in her tower. She had
Nothing unusual.
yes. Another thing, we noticed, one of my close friends, when we were talking, she started wearing more gloves.
There'll
She
be-
never used to.
Will there be anyone from the Metallic Dragon Court at all?
As you say that, he looks at you like, I'm sorry, Metallic Court? Who's that?
Oh. Never mind.
Anyways, if you have questions, just find me in the next door as he leads you into this whole building that has like a gold ornamented corners, as well as like those huge supportive pillars holding this open cascade of terrace almost that leads into the huge, very open house with the exquisite wood with the lac in there. It's a high class there. It's basically the monogamy of the whatever the best this world has to offer, and the whatever the best of the architectures have been collected in one specific building. As he leads you, you are led into the room, which is the ceiling is at least 15 feet high, and the room is at least a couple hundred feet in the width. As he just opens the door, as it echoes around as you let in, he says, "Well, I'll see you in a couple hours. As well, we will be bringing you the formal attire. You probably don't want to look like this." As he just like mimics around your whole figures, dirty and everything. The baths are prepared if you wish to freshen yourself up as well. There's food on the table that's going to be brought in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, you're free to stay here. And as he says that, and he just nods at you, till later, and closes the door. As the door closes, it echoes through the room. It's like feels like empty. Couple minutes pass as you just stand basiled in this room. The waitresses, maids actually, not even waitresses, but maids and the male maids just go through bringing what it looks like a hero's feast of assortment of food, different foods, but not like that kind of food that you will find in a tavern, but actually a high class with the different fruits, different ornaments on the food, as well as the plates made out almost of the silver and gold embedded into this glass kind of looking shape you never seen before. These plates and everything, it's just high class, bombastic, fantastic.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. But I don't understand politics. Are these bad people? Guys?
They will probably think they're superior to you. Because they have money. At least that's what I've come to learn of most high-class individuals.
Money must be very important here.
It's important in a lot of places.
And why do they want to talk to us? They want to talk about the cult, but are they enemies of the cult?
I doubt they're friends of them. Sounds like they want them gone as much as anyone else.
Ah, she clapped her hands. Oh, then it doesn't sound so bad, does it?
I suppose. Though I would recommend being careful what you say. We're not entirely sure, at least I'm not entirely sure what they want from us other than the knowledge of the cult.
Oh, it's not good to always say the truth?
It's not good to always tell someone everything about yourself.
Okay. I don't know. How am I supposed to know what to say and what to not say?
Let them speak first.
Yeah.
Okay.
No?
Let's hear their side of the story first before we tell ours.
Do you know any of them? Like this person who invited us?
No.
As far as I can tell, it seems most of the people we'll be meeting will be people we've never met before.
Yeah. And they are more concerned about the looks of us than stopping this dragon cult, obviously.
Well, they wouldn't want
Freshening
us to
yourself up.
dirty their hallways with our filth, it seems.
Yeah. All about looks and talk and nothing about acting.
That sounds very complicated to me. I already have a headache. And by the way, what is this bath? It's not the last day of the year.
Well, I hope they're
As
at
it-
least warm.
As you go around checking the food is exquisite. It's hot. There's cold beverages that are ice cold. As you're testing the food down, one of the maids come over and says, "Is everything in order, sir? Is everything to your satisfaction?"
Sure.
It's fine.
Princess try to not say anything to anybody.
Well, since everything is in order and everything's fine, your clothes for the meeting will be arriving in about an hour after your dinner. If you wish to take a bath before eating or after eating, just ring this bell as she places the bell on the table full of food. The attendants will arrive and will help you to take a bath.
I don't want anyone's help, but is there a specific spot you guys will be taking our equipment?
Your equipment will be held in this room, as she points to the corner, in this specifically magically locked box.
I don't suppose any of you have a bag of holding on you.
No.
I'm talking to the group.
Fortunately not.
No.
Not really.
Well, since you have nothing else for me to do, she bows to you. Enjoy your food, my lords, my lady. She looks at the princess and she heads off and stands by the wall, just patiently waiting and then moving.
Vincent would look at the plates and say, "What a useless spending."
At least we should eat a little bit of it, so it's not wasted.
I mean, it smells good.
I'm sure it tastes good as well.
It's likely more expensive than most of our gear, so, you know.
I will just sit down, fill my plate, and start eating.
As you sit down,
Same.
as you go to sit down, instantly a lot of butlers and maids jump in, move the chairs for you to sit down, and as you sit down, move them back into you as well. Give you the handkerchiefs, the whole service basically for everyone that's sitting down, as well as give you food, put the foods for you in the plate, like starting from the cold appetizers, going into the actual food in the end. The portions are ridiculously small for you. You're more used to this on the road eating as much to fill you up, but with the abundance of food, it just feels unnecessary. By the end, when you go through all the assortment, you feel like you could still eat at least 15 times more of this again. As they done and they say, "Will you need anything more, my lords?"
Yes, more food, please.
Draken's just gonna grab a
And-
plate himself and just start putting his own shit on it.
As you would start doing this, the maids and the butlers would just be like looking at each other, like almost saying with their eyes, "What the savages!" As soon as you start doing that, they just stand behind and pull back and let you do your thing. For everyone as well, just see all the butlers and maids just behind the wall standing there. The drinks run out. They bring the new ones. The never-ending cascade of food and drink. But while you're eating,
I
While you eat-
wonder if they'll also wipe you when nature calls. This is a strange place.
Wouldn't be surprised.
while you're eating and enjoying this food, finally digging yourself in, filling yourself up, a strange feeling passes through you. It feels like something's coming. You aren't sure what. As you look around, you see the butlers and maids just not reacting to anything. You're just standing there, as usual. For you, your heart starts to a little bit like flutter. Your whole body feels like it's a little bit excited and as well scared at the same time. As this feeling starts to little pass, and you just continue eating, just looking at each other confused, you just hear a horn echoing loud through the whole whatever. It sounds like it's almost next to your ears. It just radiates the volume you never heard before. The dragon's roar, or even the giant's roar, compared to this horn, sounds quiet. It lasts for about 10 seconds as the sound just goes through, almost knocking you dizzy, and calms down. As you start looking around more, you see maids, butlers, and all of you on the floor, writhing from the pain that the sound induced, just almost exploding your ears. As they stand up, they clean themselves up, they help you stand up, they go back to the wall.
We have okay.
Okay.
Okay, that was unnecessary.
What is that supposed to mean?
What's happening? I get ready for combat.
It felt like a nightmare.
Rich people's servants, what was that?
Lords, I'm afraid I cannot explain this. I have never heard this kind of sound before. As the head butler stands out, bowing to you and saying this.
Can we, I don't know, identify where the sound come from? Any direction?
Unsure, but probably.
Sorry,
Oh,
that was out of game.
Identify. Sure. Roll me perception check, and see if you can define where the sound come from.
Ooh. Just roll.
First roll of the campaign yet again. Ooh, and they hit the
Woohoo.
microphone.
Is it coming? Oh yeah.
It's coming. 20, 22. I said, just quickly, I want to check something before I continue. So, as you try to identify the sound where it came from, it hit too sudden. It hit too like with that kind of force that disorientated and just this wall of sound coming down. It's unknown where it came from, but it definitely came from outside somewhere. As you're just disorientated and looking around, the butler, like almost kneeling down, like with his not kneeling down, but like bowing so much that almost his head is on the floor. You would see Leosin quickly enter and say, "Did you hear that as well?"
I feel like the entire town heard it.
Yes. You know what that sound was, right?
No.
No.
Enlighten us.
That was a Drakhorn.
Okay.
Andre, what?
Dragon.
The horn of the dragons for the dragons to use to summon all the dragons back home before the mother arrives.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Hmm.
How do you know? Did that happen before?
It only happened before in the records there's not much, but it happened like about 10 or 20,000 years ago. The date is unsure, but that horn has been created just to signal all the chromatic dragons to return to their nests, to the birthplaces, and wait for their mother.
So it's time.
If
More problems.
If the dragon has been sounded, that means the cult of the dragon is nearing the completion to summon the Tiamat.
So was all useless then?
I
Even
don't
if
believe
we
it was
destroyed the
useless.
horde?
I believe it was not useless.
But we killed the leadership.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
I thought we could have, I don't know, delayed that. But apparently not.
We only attacked a few individuals that were a part of it.
We did too little too late. Oh, damn. And she punched like the table.
Is it possible that the ceremony to summon Tiamat has already started?
I doubt. The horn is usually only meant to call the dragons back home. As many notes and scrolls that tray it whenever it was sounded in that 10,000 or 20,000 years before, it's just to signal all chromatic dragons to return back. Where? I think it's back to the Well of the Dragons. I'm not sure. It always mentions something like that. The thing is,
one place where all chromatic dragons hatch?
Yes.
Do you know where this is?
I believe it's Well of the Dragons. I think that's why the name is there. It's just my logical assumption, but where specifically, if it's not the place? No.
So you don't know specifically where this is at all?
I don't know, but my logical conduction with this researchers and everything, I believe it's Well of the Dragons. It's just my thought. I'm not sure.
Summon Sarladon.
Do you know the location of the well?
As you snap your fingers, Saladin appears. He's like, yes. As you Vincent ask location, the Leosin is like, let me bring you a map quickly. As he runs off.
I'm
Saladin
assuming,
appear.
I'm assuming
Yeah,
you're
Sarladon.
aware of what just happened.
Yes. The horn has been sound.
Any idea where these dragons are going to be heading?
Back Home. Most likely back to the well.
Any idea where that is?
It's always we follow the instinct. It's somewhere in the middle. Somewhere between the Sunset Mountains and Stormhorn.
Well, at least it's a direction, I hope.
I just remembered one thing. This place always was warm. Of a dormant volcano. Always felt like home. As Sarladon is speaking to you. As the Leosin barges back in with a map on what of the whole Faerun, and as well puts it on the, like, moves the whole food around. The food is flying a little bit. Puts it on the table and points it like circles around here. The Sunset Mountains, the Stormhorns, the Sunset Mountains, somewhere around here is, and she says, I'm thinking here, I'm unsure, but where that Well of Dragons is for reals, I don't know. It's been very well guarded secret of the dragons itself. Like, they always don't know it. As he comes in and he just starts explaining, she sees the Sarah and is like, what? What is that?
Nothing that matters to you right now. You need to figure out where this is happening.
Are there any volcanoes on this map? In this area?
Well, there is one volcano next to the Neverwinter. Gonslagrim, next to the city Gonslagrim here, that almost destroyed the whole Waterdeep. Not Waterdeep, Neverwinter, I'm sorry. There's one of the volcanoes here that are dormant as well, to the southeastern part of the Southwood, and the northeastern part of the Serpent Hills. And there is a combination of of volcanoes that were either appearing, disappearing around this well. But those volcanoes were like a line, like, let's say, a pit. It's not sure how to say it, but overall, there's a lot of different volcanoes all over the place. It's really hard to determine.
By the way, is it just me, or I can see only the Waterdeep and
Yeah,
places
I can
around
only
it?
see
Me
that.
too.
I can't see the map at all.
Me too, yeah.
So whatever you were showing, I can't. Oh yeah, there we go.
There we go.
This well, this circle here, the one mountain over here, Glagam next to Neverwinter. There's one over here. See points around.
Okay.
There's more volcanoes into the east, but these do not concern us, I guess. And there's one super volcano at the Oshran Mountains.
It's like a bloody maze.
Yes.
So we suspect that the ritual takes place at the spawning place,
That would
the
make more
hatching
sense, yes.
ground.
It would make sense.
So we have to stop the ritual at the place where all chromatic ravens gather.
Yes. And you're most likely gonna need an army. And since, well, I know for sure as well, since I've been filled in, the Dragon Call has an army too.
That's bad news.
They were stationed. We know about the army. They were stationed behind the mountains, but I don't remember which ones.
You mean the Cloud
Yeah, we
Peaks?
know.
They were stationed behind the Cloud Peaks, yes. I still have a couple of scouts. They already actually moved to this Chronobel.
There are a lot of places and names that mean nothing to me.
Mm,
Well, we better speak to that council of yours.
Yes, I will. I will go quickly talk with the butlers. Bring your stuff, but I believe it's better if you go now. Maybe I can expedite this whole council.
We need
I,
to
I,
act.
yeah, you can come with your equipment. I don't care. I will make it so that you can pass, but I cannot enter. I'm not invited.
All right. Are
As
you
he,
ready, gentlemen? And the lady?
you can bet on it. Let's go. We cannot waste too much time in this council. I mean, but if they are, I don't know, not friends of the cult, maybe they can help us somehow.
If anyone can give us an
Already
army,
know
it's them.
a lot.
Can they? Okay, so let's go and talk to them.
Okay.
okay. As he looks at you, that you all agree to go. He takes the front and leaves as the butler says, "But sir, no, you need to change." Okay. Uh, as you go in, you're led through the corridors. You're led outside, and then you go into the looks like a big building, another big building next to you. The place you were. Um, as you enter it, sorry, you would see a ton of people sitting in the circle around the table, the wooden table in the middle, and a lot of unfamiliar faces. As Lucian opens the door, shows you in. As you see, you would hear a lot of arguing, shouting, as well as like a finger pointing to each other and arguing about things that for you would seem unreasonable. They argue about the resources. There's some accusations thrown to one another. There's um, as well mentions of the cult of the dragon and the dragon threats and so on. What you hear as he points it over and closes it before closing the door, you would see one of the lords, specifically King Meladrak, standing up and saying, "What's the meaning of this?" For you, Draken, as you would see King Meladrak stand and look, he looks a striking image of Fenris. As he stands up and looks at you with all of you in this very hard look, you would see instantly guards come in and stand in front of you, like create this half circle with the spears pointed at you.
Do we still have our weapons or not?
Yes, you have all your weapons. You're just let in.
Relax. Do not
Okay.
leave from us.
I raise my shield and I keep
I will,
anyway
I will
my
just.
sword
I
at
will put,
hand.
Vincent will put a hand on Prince's shoulder. Not yet.
Well, I mean, it's just a shield. Okay. They can start being worried where is my glaive. I start looking to one of the guards like,
You
Not
wanted
yet,
us
Princess.
here, did you not? Did you not hear the horn? Time is of the essence. We need to get this over with.
yeah. Besides,
Oh.
we have been invited.
Yes, horn. Yes. As the Meldrak sits down, you would see a dwarf with the red beard, bald, stand up and say, "Ah, well, yes, horn and the whole thing. Yes, we did wanted to see you. I heard some stories from Leosin, my friend, and some stories from other people what you've been doing. Yes, we know about the cult of dragons, and we're here for that reason. And well, we have our own information, but we would like to hear your own thing too. I believe this horn has been sound because you managed to capture the Sky Castle."
We took it off of their hands. I don't think it's technically ours, though.
As I say, that's took it out of hands, and technically not ours. You see, You see the female elf kind of frown. Mm.
We merely
It's
returned it to
all
the
online.
rightful owner.
The giants have it.
As I say, the giants have it. The man in big form with the long ginger beard as well, and there's like some hair left on his head, with a big hammer next to him, says, "Return it back to giants. You should crashed it.
I like his spirits, kind of.
It should have been destroyed. It can be used against us."
It's not being used against you right now.
For now.
I think it's better in the giant's hand than the cult at the very least.
Still, the strategic resources, as he starts mumbling and as well, like almost like spitting so much saliva all over the place.
Then you should have been the ones to take it.
I mean, the giants were very good allies and they help us against the cult.
As he comes down a little bit, you're just like saying this word. You would see one man stand up, and black male, very well built with the armor and everything. This has an ornaments of a different place that you haven't been there. You would see him stand up. Yes, returning to the giants is pretty good too, but keeping it would have been fine as well. But I prefer it to be in our possession than the giants. We could use it against Cult of the Dragon if anything would arise to keep the Waterdeep or the whole realm in order. But overall,
The giants are our allies.
Yeah, they're against the cult too.
giants
Maybe
are
you
Yeah.
can reach out to them.
I would beg to
Vowed
differ.
to assist us against the cult
would-
in the last battle.
I would doubt the giants seek kind of allegiances that would involve them in a necessary quarrel. They usually tend to stick to themselves. If not, we have one giant living nearby the Waterdeep, but he sticks to himself. But overall, we're here to listen to your side of story. We're here to listen to what you know. This council is meant to, well, align us and reach, I guess, a conclusion. Since we all believe, as he looks around, we all believe that we all have different opinions on this thing. Some believe that the cult is just a nuisance. Some believe, well, as me, that the cult has to be dealt with. And we only are strong if you're together.
Well,
and
if
you,
you're
and you as the being as the heroes, these intervening with the cult continuously, well, that we cannot pass. You unite people behind you. You've seen the crowd when you arrived, right? Correct?
did we?
Yeah, we
Quite annoyed they are.
not sure how they even know who we are, but yeah.
They do. There's already some ballads written about you. Not only you individually, but as well about your deeds. There's been talks about the saviors of the Greenest that already perished in the Daggerford. Some of them survived. There's as well the saviors of the Daggerford releasing the not only from the grasp of the cult from the city, but as well from the vampires. You already are becoming legends and the heroes that actually we need. In the end, people rally behind you. And if I see where this thing is leading, I think we will need everyone we can get, because not mine, but not yours, but everyone's lives depends on it. As he speaks in a calming voice, as everyone just sits down and listens. So please, I want to hear your story. I want to hear what happened. No second talk. Has no hiding behind lies.
No offense, but I'd much rather hear your part of the story first.
That is perfectly fine. Moment. So, sorry. As our part of the story, we know about the cult of the dragon, the increased activities in the south and north and eastern regions of the Faerun, specifically on the Sword Coast. Their activities led to us believing and investigating them together with the rest of the Lord's Alliance and Harper's included, to, well, discover what they're up to. The cult has been here for a long time, but they were summoning the Dracoliches that occasionally would terrorize one or other village that would be dealt quickly. But this time feels different. Do you agree? As he looks at all of you.
Mhm.
Vincent
Yeah.
would
We're
just
in dire
shrug.
homes.
What is that sound?
The sound what you heard, I believe, was a drag horn. It's only sounded when all the chromatic dragons should return back to their nesting place, to their true home in this realm.
Yeah.
We don't know where it is. We heard the legends, and probably your friend Leosin most likely told you that it's probably in the well of the dragons or somewhere where they all nest. The dragons tend to disappear once every couple 100 years to do their nesting, and then reappear again and terrorize everyone, where they live their lives. As well, the metallic ore dragon having their own place, which, well, we don't know where it is, and we don't want to. We don't want to meddle in their affairs, since dragons are usually not only arrogant, sometimes having them as allies is beneficial, but never useful.
Well, we are moving faster though. It feels more powerful now. To be fair, we hope that I don't know, defeating that white dragon would have helped, but still. Now we have a Draghorn and it's already summoning everybody.
And that's why I am trusted with protecting thousands of lives. I will not betray mine or anybody else's. I will not betray the trust for anybody else that I created, to no matter what my personal desire is. That's why I am dedicating myself fully to this. I want this cult stopped, and I want to share information between all of us. I want to hear your story, so maybe I can fill in some information that you don't know. Everything's on the table. As Raymond Guard says that and finishes talking, the Orthar Froome stands up and says, "Indeed, the strong must defend the weak, whatever the cause it is. With this dragon cult and attacking the innocent, you already showed that. You already showed that you can protect the weak, and you took initiative in your own hands." And you would see this female, kind of shy, but friendly looking, sitting say as well, "If we wouldn't manage to stop this cult, our failure would spell an end to all beautiful and honest things."
Well, that's why we need to win at any cost. I like you guys. I think I had different expectation coming here, but everybody that is an enemy of the cult is my friend. And yes, at least I will do everything that is in my power to end this, or dying in trying.
You said you wanted to hear our story. Specifically what? Capturing the castle? Our
Everything.
reasons?
Everything's on the table. As one of the lords stand up and say, "You understand that with all the actions you took, you're showing the signs of strong leadership. And strong leadership should protect everyone, the weak, and do what must be done when it is distasteful. In this situation, we are asking for things for you to share. so we can share things maybe you don't know, or maybe you'll can align each other to one specific path. Because we all are here for one reason only. Cult of the Dragon is a problem.
It
Thank
is
you,
never
Sensei.
that
We swear
simple in the politics. I'm sure many of you have your own reasons to be here.
The woman on other end says, "Yeah, we do definitely have our own reasons, but we cannot stop what we do not understand. There's no point here sitting and talking about this cult of a dragon. We should just continue with our own beneficial things. We shouldn't need to listen to these adventurers." But I'm still interested to listen what they have to say.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, I agree. We shouldn't waste time talking. Our stories are of no interest. We should gather an army and strike now. There's a disaster coming. I dream of it every night. And now that you are gathered here, lords, ladies, do your duty. Protect your people. Gather your armies. Muster them. Rally them behind us if you need, but act.
Yes, indeed. That's why we're here to act. First, that's why we want to talk. We already have things in motion. We're preparing our armies. We're supplying them, as well as we're recruiting people to join our causes. But the thing is, not all of us align still on the things, and there's still we could do more to weaken the cult before we strike decisively. If we go in now, as the Never Ember is not able to finish it, the Conrad stands up and says, "If we go now, we will be able to kill all of them, and we'll be able to deal with all of them at the same time." But the Saristoval stands and says, "Calm down, Conrad. It's unreasonable to strike without proper plan. And maybe Dagult is right. We should be maybe trying to foil their plans a little bit from the side as well to give us a benefit." So why, again, as we already said it many times in here, my dear friends, please share what you know so we can share what you know with you too.
Draken, can we say the truth now?
As you're standing around still, a sudden shift in the wind brings it with a strange sense of unease. The feeling is akin to the drop in air pressure before the approach of deadly storm, or a faint tremors felt from a landslide or earthquake far, far away. You're not the only ones again noticing this. You can see unease in everyone else around you. The city around you goes suddenly quiet, dead quiet. No dogs bark. There's no birds. Even the street vendors have gone silent. As this passes, everything resumes quickly as back. As they look, all of you, back into it again, and you see that they say, "I believe this disturbance has been sensed again all across the Sword Coast." It's a draghorn again. The ancient device was sounding alert dragons across Faerun that the great events are unfolding. It's impossible to say what the sound means, but the dragons hear it clearly and will eventually answer its call. As you, Draken quickly with a look, is Saladin still with you?
Yep, he's on my shoulder.
You would see Saladin like listening very intensely. You would as well, tiny bit when this quiet was happening, you would hear the tiny like high pitch that you barely can hear.
Like a dog whistle.
Yeah, something like that.
All right then. Who then wants to start? As I look at my teammates.
I'm assuming all of you know what little we know about the cult already. So you want to hear our life story and expect that will help?
It could. As you would see a Froome stand up and approach to you and say, come closer. As you hurdle up a little closer to him, he would say, I don't want to be rude or just sound like it makes sense. I just want you to understand. These people do not trust that much each other, even though some of them are under the same banner. Specifically Harper's, and specifically the what's it? Specifically the other guy from other places. But you need what they're seeking, I believe, is the glue that brings them on the right path. That's why they want to know. That's why they're willing to share information. And maybe you are that glue. I don't know. Maybe that will work. As Froome goes back into the table.
Well then, if you want to hear a story, I can tell you a story. I just step forward. And I say, in a very lifeless manner, my name is Vincent Silverhand. I'm an agent of Lady Josephine. My only motivations is to fulfill her orders. Her orders now is to assist this group in order for me to find a dragon egg for her experiments. That is all I have to say about myself.
I see. And the rest of you? Do you like to introduce yourself? And fully give your side of the story.
Let's get this over with. If they need heroes, and I stand forward, put my staff on the ground next to me, put my chest more straight, stand straight. I am Thabagon of the Valunatu, also called Wild Eye. I put great shame on me, and I'm here to redeem myself. You won't find a more dedicated or trained or a skilled warrior than me, so I will do everything to stop this disaster because I'm convinced that this is my way to redemption. And I bow a little bit.
As you bow a little bit, they give a tiny head bow as well to you too, as acknowledging you and giving this introduction of himself.
Then I take a step back and look over the group.
I'm gonna push
Okay.
Princess forward.
Princess start talking. I was like, well, you you know me. You make me laugh, Max. Well, you know me already. As I said, every enemy of the Cult of Dragons is my friend. I swear vengeance against all of them, and I wouldn't stop until all of them is dead. My name is Princess. I'm a knight of the Radiant Heart, and the Cult of Dragons killed a girl that I was supposed to protect. So again, as you know, nothing will stop me until all of them are destroyed.
They give you
as
the nod of acknowledgement as well.
Okay, I look at Draken.
See that He's sort of pinching the top of his nose in between his eyes. Walks forward. I'm Draken Mercer. Points at the drake that's on his shoulder with his thumb. This is Sarladon. Feel like some of you might remember that name.
You would see one individual that hasn't spoken yet with a white beard, as I say the name, squint his eyes and cross his arms and give you this kind of an evil look towards it, but he just lasts for a second and then just continues listening.
As I'm talking, I'm gonna be looking at King Meldrach.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see if he gets any reactions from any of this. I was born with Sarladon in my body. Sort of manifested when I was young, destroyed my house, killed my mother. Brother also wanted to kill me for that, all fun. I was with a couple of individuals that ended up stopping some great power that was rising, a eldritch horror being that wanted to take over the world with Sarladon's power. Ended up stopping that. Then got teleported. Actually, I got teleported in time before that. Then I got teleported in time to here. Got taken in by the Metallic Dragon Court. They seem to have some reason to believe that I would be of use to them. And now I'm trying to stop the Dragon Cult from raising Tiamat because it's something they want to happen, and honestly, I think it's probably a good thing to do.
What's your passive insight?
My passive insight?
19.
Yes.
17.
You can see, as you're saying these words, as you're looking at Kimbo Drag, he kind of feels uncomfortable when you're looking at him so much, but he listens to you. And these old stories, he's trying to make sense of it, but he never heard about this kind of thing happen anywhere. He can make it out. As they look around you, as you finish the saying, they give you a nod of acknowledgement and say, so I guess then we can go to the business since we've formally introduced. So let's talk about the Sky Reach Castle. You, I believe you returned it back to the Giants as the older is talking. Stand up and just talking with you.
Yes.
Yes, that is true.
Was the honorable thing to do.
They somewhat assisted us in taking out those who were in there. In return, we gave them back.
Indeed. It's indeed a honorful thing to do. As he says, indeed a honorful thing to do, you can see Branwell fuming. It's like, you should just waited for reinforcements. You should waited, contacted someone with us, waited for us to bring in forces, seize it together, not alone. It was reckless.
We were kind of in a hurry.
Yeah, also nobody ever helped us before. We didn't know there were reinforcement.
You didn't know because you never contacted anyone. There's already been eyes on you. Vroom, Leosin, as well as the Underguard and the Hornblade over here already having sights on you.
Why didn't they reach to us then?
They will not
I mean-
initiate the first contact.
I
I
mean,
wouldn't
we didn't
initiate the
mean
first
to-
contact.
We didn't mean to do anything wrong, but yeah, we just didn't know there was anybody coming for us.
Because you never asked if you would, there would been. But it does not matter. You already done it and you already gave it back to the Giants. It had so much strategic value. as he just is angry sitting at the table, as everyone around looking at him says, "It's calm down. It's fine. It's happened. Cannot be changed."
The giant leader, Blagotkus, offered his help in the final battle against the cult.
Branwell like scurfs around, like spitting almost like a half a liter of the saliva around. It's like flying around him. He's like, "Giants helping us. I will turn bald before that happens. I'm already halfway."
Well, I mean, you might be bold already because he helped us already.
There's also
looks-
Talus the White. She wanted us to kill the leaders in the dragon cult. Perhaps because she wants more power, but
You say the name the Talus the White murmur around. You have an informant inside a cult.
informants
I wouldn't
strong.
call her in. I wouldn't call it that.
More like someone who wants more power and saw an opportunity. I don't think she wants Tiamat to be summoned, though.
But we can't fully trust her.
No, definitely not.
Everyone agrees with you, nodding. Ontar says, "Well," he slaps a little bit of his armor, the big belly armor. "Well, at least you've been doing pretty good work. Thumbs up for that," as he is happily dandly looking towards you. Then you see that this elvish-looking girl, woman, basically say, "What did you do with the dragon hatchery? We heard that it was ransacked, destroyed. Did you destroy the dragon eggs?"
Out of game, I don't remember. It
If
didn't
if
destroy.
we would be at the dragon hatchery, I wouldn't be there here at this moment
Yeah,
because
I
my
mean,
mission has been done.
I have no idea what the dragon hatchery. If we
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And she says this, Ontar says, yes. Dragon hatchery. I believe these individuals haven't been there before. I believe it was the others. Ren, who else?
Oh, now I
Dagon,
remember.
Tora, if I remember the names correctly. They did some things there. They smashed the eggs, what we know about it. I think Leosin told me some things. The report given to the greenest mayor.
As he says about smashing the eggs, you can see Vincent facepalming.
As he says the smashing the eggs, you can see the Haventry, this elvish woman say, "Shame, we could use them." You could see the the male with his fur clothing and everything as well, a little bit frowning, like could be used different way. You see the Lord Dagult as well, frowning and like not thinking that it was the right idea, but the others are nodding in acknowledgement with you. Except the Hornblade, he's just sitting there together with the Lady Liarala. They're just emotionless.
Yeah, our group, I believe those are individuals that no longer are a part of this group. Tora is sort of in and out, tends to disappear.
Froome laughs. "I heard about that. She's cool. Why? Feisty, isn't she?"
I guess.
She might be part of the cult, as we don't know.
What Tora? It's impossible.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my god, you imagine?
But okay, with that in order, you would see Melodrak finally say a word. "I believed you managed to deal with the two high-level wizards, had you?"
we still
Yes,
got
we
their
did.
heads too.
Oh yeah, true.
I have a souvenir.
Their heads?
Oh
Cut
yeah.
them off. People can talk to the dead sometimes, so I figured might not be a bad idea.
You want to see him?
Sure.
I look at Draken.
Reaches in the back of his cloak, takes out both their heads.
When you reach into back of the cloak, the heads are no longer there. It's just withered skulls.
Ah, scheiße.
I mean, they're still skulls.
Still a part of them.
Yeah, true.
Strange
But
how
as
they
it-
turn
as-
into this, but
As you,
One of them was a red wizard.
as you say, show the skulls. Well, that could be anybody. But we do believe that you killed these two individuals because they have been gone for some time. But we recently heard of their appearance back in Baldur's Gate.
They reappeared?
Okay.
Examining the skulls closely, do they look like the basic shape that the two dudes' heads were?
Oh no, not the shape skulls. Or
Roll me an investigation. Or it would be actually medicine, not investigation, sorry.
yeah.
These are completely different skulls.
Almost a natural 20.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Looks like we've been got.
I believe you dealt with them. As you would see the elvish woman a little bit angry that she's like changing in between. Hard to read, but she's a little bit angry, but grateful that they killed. Didn't kill him.
I would turn to the elven woman. And would you mind introducing yourself? I believe you're not part of the part of these just how we call them.
Council.
Part of this organization, let's put it that way.
Oh, how very insightful of you. Yes, I'm not part of the Lord's Alliance. I'm part of the different alliance that is none of your freaking business, my dear.
Well, if I want to work with you, I'd better know who I'm working with.
If you ever heard about the Harbors, well, that's what I am associating with. You don't need to know more. Just know and understand this. Harbors will use their resources to assist you, if necessary and beneficial for us. And the Lord's Alliance already knows about it. But since I believe on the most things, we're quite accepting what's happening, well then. I would say that my position currently is still unknown for you.
As I turn to the king, quite an alliance you got here.
She says no. Just dead face. Draken, you'll notice the King Meladrak is a little bit eyeing you, like up and down.
King, do we know each other?
Quietly looks at you, averts his gaze to the rest of the members.
Perhaps we can talk later, King.
So with that, I think concluded with all the things what happened. Older stands and says, well, now we need to discuss our different plans, what we should do next. I believe that you already have taken a firm hand, either directly or indirectly, with dealing with this situation. This crisis and this whole shit, let's say, we find ourselves in. You already proven our worth, and we accept for you. You already are granted allegiances towards Lord's Alliance, Harper's, Emerald Conclave, as well as the Xantherim. And of course, the Order of the Gauntlet. When it comes towards this crisis, you will be accepted everywhere where these alliances stand. Where there is anyone part of it will know your name. So if you would look for help, you will find it wherever you look. But now to the more interesting things, and it's sort of an emergency. I
Oh, we are all
believe,
here.
yes, I believe you should investigate. You should deem this site pretty interesting to investigate, and it's a little bit of an emergency.
Well, we are ready to go. Where is it?
Well, first of all, have you ever heard about the Varam the White?
No, I don't think Princess did.
Do I? I
Roll
don't know.
history.
Try with history. I'm awful, so. Go Snook.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's
Oh, sorry.
Your memory's cloudy.
Sorry, I keep disconnecting.
That's fine.
I'm looking at my notes about this guy.
It's the first time I hear this name.
Talus the what? Don't think it's there.
Let's write it down.
No, Talus the White is the
Yeah, I know.
the woman.
Yeah, I know.
Remelia looks at you and says, "Well, I believe since you never heard about the Varam the White, this would be my mission that you would need to investigate and conclude to. I believe he's the Worm Speaker. He carries the white mask, the white dragon mask. I
Now I remember.
I encouraged already all the Harpers to dedicate the resources in finding and searching for him. And these efforts have been successful. Leosin reports to us that movements of Aram and the cult of a White Worm Speaker. So we kind of do know where she's currently at. Or well, he is currently at. As she's talking about Varam, you would see Melendrak sitting there with a horrified face, hearing this name all over and over again. And you hear the name, like Draken, you would hear familiar name whispered out quietly from his lips. Not Fenris, little brother.
Who said that?
King Meladric.
So we are to track down one of the leaders of the cult.
I believe so, yes. He would be one of the targets should we deal with. If he's an open like we currently have, well, I believe we could fondle some plans with the Cult of a Dragon.
If you know his whereabouts, we can deal with him.
Yes. All information you will be necessary need, Leosin will provide you, if you would decide to go after him.
Well, absolutely. Where do we start?
As far as I remember, there were 6 wearers of the mask,
Yes.
and the one that wears the red is the absolute leader. Do you know anything about him or her?
It's most likely the leader of the cult of the dragon now. Do you?
Well, I'm asking because I don't know anything.
Good point.
As she's continuing to think about things, you would hear the Never Ember say, "Well, thank you, Lady Ramalia, for sharing the information with us, with our heroes over here. I believe they will follow through with this. I do believe we should as well investigate the whereabouts of the horn. We should this whole sounding of a drag horn, it's definitely weighs heavily on my conscience, my shoulders, and believe on everybody else's. The people who know about drag horn, it's passed through myths and legends. Maybe if you would travel down to the frozen north and find out about the whereabouts, maybe we should know more why it had been sounded, who sounded it, why specifically it's been sounded. But I believe we already know the answer for that.
Hmm.
But why?
It is possible that we forced their hand by taking the castle.
Or they're just
Indeed.
moving their plans forward.
It could be that you can see the Lord Neverember agreeing. Indeed, it could be that we actually did force their hand. The castle was their strategic point, as I believe, if Leosin was right, Frume is like, oh yes. Castle was the transport right for delivering their hoard, if I'm right. Right? He looks at you like asking question and confusingly looking at you like, ah.
Yes, we indeed found the hoard in the castle.
Yeah, see. So Leosin was right. Again. Yes, thank you, Ontar. So I believe that we forced their hand since we took the huge load of their hoard that we're delivering to wherever they're currently hold down.
So we're tracking down the heads. Verami first. Do you know anything about the whereabouts about the other worm seekers?
At the moment, no, we do not.
In the castle, we did meet the wearer of the black mask, and we killed her, but the mask disappeared.
True.
I'm
But
vaguely
you knew it
remembering it
well.
because it was so long ago.
Yeah, no, me too.
I need to rewatch
Next time I
that
will take
episode,
better
honestly.
notes. Uh,
That is definitely very interesting. If you say that after killing a worm speaker, you killed the worm speaker, right?
Yes, we slayed the black dragonborn that was wearing a black mask of a dragon, and when we killed it, the mask disappeared.
She was called Rosimir.
Ransomir, yeah. Oh
Okay.
god, yes. I chop the head of that shit.
I see.
And she disappeared as well as the mask.
Wait, did the corpse also disappeared or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
So do you know
with
anything
that,
about
I
that?
believe. No, this is the first time I actually hearing this thing, but thank you for sharing with us. As
So what if we
Ravalia
kill
stands
the?
again, bows.
Huh?
Yes.
Do you want me to
Feels so
continue?
pointed.
So she
Do you want
bows.
me to
Okay.
continue? I mean, if we kill the wearer of the white mask, what are the chances that they're just gonna disappear, like the previous one? We don't even know if we
Yes.
truly killed the wearer of the black mask.
I cannot answer the question that I do not know the answer for. As Neverember just says to you, Older says, sorry to barge into this discussion with you, but these kind of things we do not know yet. Harper's, the Remalius Alliance, Layla Remalius Alliance would be able to deal better with it. In the end, I believe we should focus on one thing at a time. Remali again says, thank you, Lord Oldar. I believe the first thing for you best to do would be go to seek out this and find out more about why the Dracehorn has been sound, who did it specifically, not what. Because I know, since we know the movements of the White Worm Speaker, we recently lost him. He has been gone for a little bit of time. Some of my contacts are in a league with other guilds and one other alliance, and they're trying to locate him. As soon as we will give you a message. You will know that it will be us, the Harpers. But for now, I believe the best course of action for you would be to go to the Frozen North.
Well, can't wait. We are ready to go.
If you're ready to go, well, you should be able to do so. If you wish to stay the night and at least rest up after your endeavors, we have a place for you prepared. As Neverember continues talking, there is an inn called the Wormspine Tavern. It's in this district, border between ours and other folk, not the leading type, who tend to visit it. If you wish to stay there and rest up before your travel, before we provide you any resources, if you would like to for the travel, because we do not have any teleportations that will lead to there, you will need to travel either by foot, fly, or take a cart and roll down. And that would take about a month.
Okay, we definitely don't have a month. But yeah, look at the others. I think we accept the offer for a place to sleep this night, I assume.
Yes.
I
We
would
have
like
secu-
to visit
Well, sleep.
the famous artisans of the Waterdeep before we go.
Indeed, you can do so. If you wish to stay, or if you wish to set out now, it's up to you. But I believe our session here is concluded. I see he looks around as nobody is answering anymore. It's just the king Meladrak is just there with this horrified face, just not moving its eyes from anywhere, just looking down at the table. Well, since there's no objections to end this council, I will conclude this council of Waterdeep on this threat of the Cult of the Dragons. In the name of the Waterdeep, of the my name is the Lord Daggold Neverember, I and the rest of the council request you, adventurers and heroes, to travel and find out more the reasons of sounding the Draghorn. As soon as we have more information from later Amalia's guild and allegiances, you can follow up in the lead finding the White Worm Speaker. For this, we conclude our session.
I want just to say thanks to all of you for your help, your information, and your armies. Your effort won't go wasted. I promise.
Neverember gives a slight nod of acknowledgement. Conrad, Raymondgard, Estwal, Frume, and Remelia giving the slight nods of your acknowledgement of their acknowledgement. And as they sit down and say, "No, please leave. We have some other matters to discuss." And thank you
Before
for
I
coming
before I
this way.
leave, Lady Remalia, if
Yeah.
I would ask you if we may speak after this summit.
Well, if it would be possible for me to, I will send out a messenger to get you.
Noted.
King
And I give her.
Maldarach, I also need to talk to you.
As to say, he's like, snaps out like, huh? With me?
Yes, you.
Fine. I will send a messenger to get you when I'm ready.
Does a slight nod.
Everyone else turns back as a door opens. You see Leosin standing there and a tiny bit like gesturing. Yeah, come here. It's that. Come. And they're just go back into their table and continue talking again. Some of the arguments start brewing as talks continue. You would see that very angry, not very angry, but like very dispositional Remalia together with the Bronwell being in this place. But in overall, everyone else, you would be like mentioning your names a little bit and nodding in agreement. In the end, you would hear Dagul and King initiate a vote, and you would see hands raised. Some hands doesn't, but in the most questions, hands raised. In the end, before the door closes, you hear them say, "I see where we stand. We will start the preparations." With that, the door closes, and Leosin looks at you and says, "Well, was it productive?"
We know where we're going at the very least.
Good.
Yeah,
So,
at least it's moving.
It was great. They agreed to help us, and we never had so much help before.
well,
I
now
don't
you
know
know.
about that. They claimed that they had their eyes on us for a very long time, yet they never offered us help before.
That was weird. Yeah, that confuses me because it was like, oh, you should reach out to us. I'm like, but if we don't even know you exist, how can we? So yeah, politics is confusing.
Lords and ladies of the realms tend to say this because yes, they do have an eye on you if they find you as a point of interest, like your actions or things that happen. If you would contacted anybody, like saying we need help, some of them might have answered. It's just the thing is, the lords, they want to feel helpful, and they want to have that satisfaction that somebody asks them. They're still individuals with power and still individuals that like self-loathing. Who's not self-loathing in the politics?
Oh, I see. That sounds very complicated. But yeah, I thought they were, I don't know. You guys said we cannot trust them, but at the end of the day, okay, some of them was pretty hostile, but they accepted to help us, so they are not so bad, I guess.
I don't think they were
It's
with
never
any
that
of us.
simple.
Politics
Well-
are annoying and irritating, and lots of underhanded bullshit happening in them.
You can, as you say this, you can see Sarlon just completely passed out and sleeping on your shoulder.
So even this one got bored.
I feel him.
There's like a big bubble coming out of his nose.
So
As long as they fear for their lives and provide the armies, we shouldn't bother with their politics. But the most important question is, how do we get to the north quickly?
Well, take out a map. How far is it?
When you check out the map, Waterdeep is here.
Yeah.
North of it is about 500 miles.
500 miles.
And 500 more.
And it was
To
a
be the
mountain,
man
isn't
who
it?
walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
Wasn't it a specific mountain that they talked about?
No,
No.
No,
they just were
Silver
saying
Frozen
that
North.
just north.
Okay.
Mm,
Well, uh, Leosin says, well, I believe you need to prepare, and, well, I think the lords and ladies would provide you with the necessary travel requirements. So, in that manner, did they told you anywhere where you have a place to stay, or you're just free to go place?
The Dragon's Spine. They told us about an inn where we can stay, and they told us that they will provide us with rations. But
You mean the worm spine, not dragon spine?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I know
It's
where
all
it
about
is.
dragons.
I know where it is.
Do you also know if there's a magical teleportation service or someone who can fly us to the north?
Well, with the teleportation, no. There's no possibility to get very fast to the north. You could, if lords agree, they might provide you with griffins. You might be able to clear about 150 miles to, well, from 100 to 150 miles a day just flying with the griffins, and they can fly with for like 2 weeks straight without stopping.
oh, that would be
Sounds
perfect.
great.
I hope they're easier to handle than the drakes we took up to the flying castle.
Well, the griffins are trained and they've always been nice to their mounts, but they're intelligent beasts. They know.
That's what they told us about the drakes.
Well, drakes too are intelligent beasts too. It's just you need to
Those
see it.
were wyverns, though. Come again.
Wyverns.
Well,
I didn't have any
wyverns
trouble
are
with them.
yeah, wyverns are wyverns. They just follow the food. Any case, as he just leads you down around for like 20, 30 minutes, you would see this huge tavern. You would see this huge tavern, that this tavern would have like multiple half-raised buildings around. It would be evening by then. Let me place your characters. Do you see?
Mhm.
Yeah. You would see a couple guards just stationed around, and you would hear a lot of action happening inside. You would hear some music, you would hear some shouts, happy shouts, drinking shouts, etc., etc. As you finally reach, the guards look at Leosin and says, "Oh, Leosin, nice to see you again." The guards, Leosin says, "Hey there, bring in some friends. The lords and ladies actually are well providing the accommodation for them." Oh, okay. Go in. Let's see, waves at all four of you. It's like he leans a little bit in and says, "Is these like the new heroes?" He says, "Oh, yes." As the guards point, you're free to go in. Leosin,
Oh,
go.
Scheiße.
Huh?
What is that? The bloody dragon.
Worm.
Whoa.
Yep.
As you stand inside, and Leosin says, "Yep, I know. It always mesmerizes people, doesn't it?" Anyways,
So
go
cool.
find a place, sit down if you need to, get your get a drink or something. And the place you'll find, just ask the either one of the benches or one of the barmaids or something will provide you. Have a
Here's
good
tea
evening.
Table.
Oh. This is super cool. Princess, I try to touch the dragon.
The dragon is like mounted very high. It's like there's a whole wall supporting the spine of the, not the dragon, but it's a worm. It's different. It's not fully, formed dragon yet. It's just a young, old worm that's turning into young dragon. You would see the spine like embedded into the stone, the skull covering the whole fireplace, just resting at it. At the top, there's like embers continuously burning, giving no, like creating this red glow all over the place. You would see a lot of people sitting around. There seems to be a very important person with the protection sitting around big table, and behind him another table. Taugan spinning around. Is sitting around. You would see a performance happening on other side of the place where the people are just around clapping, enjoying. The music is coming out. You would see two very beautiful women dancing and, well, being very suggestive. You would see a lot of girls walking around the guys, like touching them in different ways, like giving the winks. You would see one or two girls pass you, as well as give you these seductive winks and everything. As you sit down, you would see one of the bartenders come over with a shit ton of drinks, put it on the table and say, "Welcome to the Worm Spine. How may I help you?"
Whoa, I just want to say this is the coolest place I've ever been.
Everyone says that when it comes here, sweetie. So, what do you want? Drinks? Well, of course, booze, no booze, food.
I believe we just.
It's already evening.
Okay. Something to chew on, I guess.
Yeah, no finger food though. We don't like that.
Okay. She runs off. Other direction, and to get your stuff.
Hopefully they have something substantial here. A loaf of bread, good piece of meat.
So, are you guys planning to head away right away?
I think we shouldn't waste any time.
I'd rather prepare. I want to visit some artisans. Look for some
So
gear.
what?
Some gear.
Yes. We shouldn't be so hasty. Let's prepare for what's to come. Things from now on will get only more difficult.
Well, if it doesn't take too long, I think we can still smash their asses.
I wish I had your confidence, Princess.
Oh, thank you. Princess takes that as a compliment. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you.
I
Oh,
would
maybe-
use tomorrow to go around the town, visit a smithy, maybe a leather worker, patch myself up a little bit. We got a lot of money from the horde. I suggest investing it into ourselves, not like into stones or anything.
Well, actually, I think we still
That's
have those
true.
magic items as well.
Yes, we have magic items that nobody can use, like the armor for the clerics. We can
I feel
change
like
it for
Tora
something.
might be able to use that, but she'd have
Oh
to be
yeah. Oh yeah, I remember now. She took a cleric. But yeah, what if, let's say, we find a collector who would be interested in such rare and powerful artifacts?
True. To be honest, giving the experience fighting a dragon could be useful to get adept with another ranged weapon to assist you better in such a battle.
As you're talking around, oh, my voice is breaking. As you're talking around, the woman comes back with some garlic bread that's been fried with some cheese on top of it. Puts it down.
Ooh.
It puts a big plate down. It's like, oh, we got some leftover bread. Didn't know what to do. Had an idea. Yeah, you wanted something to chew. Here you go. Yeah, drinks. More places the whole cask next to you, Vincent. I believe you will want some. And are you staying here tonight, or you have your other accommodations?
We do be
We
staying
will
here,
stay
indeed.
here.
And I
You do be
believe
staying?
it's already covered by our patrons.
And who's your patrons?
You know, well, the rulers of this place.
You know, her.
Is that rulers of this place? Yeah. Like I believe you. Yeah.
How much
Wait,
does
how
a
do we
night
actually-
here even cost?
Night here costs 2,000 gold.
That is... how much about this?
Ridiculous fucking amount.
Well, and for all of this
Oh.
is 100 gold.
That
think
sounds
that
good
is
enough
more
because we're
than
not
three.
paying for it.
Excuse me? What do you mean you're not paying?
Wait, what was the name of the fair? So wait, let me read.
He means it is already paid to the best of our knowledge.
One barmaid as she's standing, she's like looking around, just with a drink in her hand, drinking around, comes over and whispers something to her ear. She like, you can see it. There's like a shiver going down her spine from down up, and she's like, "Oh shit, I am so sorry." And she pulls back. I'm so sorry, my lords. Yes, your places will be ready in a couple of minutes. All food is free for you. Yes, I will bring more drinks. Pisses off. Embarrass the shit. To other table.
Oof, that's a relief. 200 gold sounds so much more than 3.
True.
And of course,
I
when she
didn't
says
mean
3, she
to-
indicates 4 with her hand.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to let her feel bad. I'm sorry.
Uh,
As
But
a
at least we have a room now.
as a more firmer woman is coming over and says, "Welcome to the Worm Spine. My name's Dorothy. I am the lead barmaid here. Sorry for the incompetence for this young one. She recently started. She didn't know. She's not informed. Hence why I'm here for. Anyways, I believe your rooms will be the most accommodating. We're not giving you just a simple stuff. We're giving you the pretty good stuff that will cost like at least a platinum each. But yeah. So, when you're ready, please head to the room over there. As she points, you will have your own table, two double beds, and two different bunk beds. So plenty of room for
Feed an
y'all to
army
sleep.
in our rooms.
Yes, indeed, you could. Your room is literally next to the mayor's room, so you're currently our second VIPs.
Only second.
Well, the mayor is the first one, and besides the lords being the top one, so I believe you're still in the good ranking here.
What's a VIP? Is that good?
means we're
VIP?
special.
Yes, like you, little girl. She like a little bit ruffles your hair.
Oh, thank you. Also, Imogen said that I was special.
In any case, here's your key. As she puts down the key. Enjoy your food, enjoy your drinks. If you need anything, just call for one of the benches. Well, if you want some company for the night in a bed, there's always girls walking around here.
I'd rather have a good night's sleep.
Why would anybody want company in the bed?
You're too young to know that.
Pretty sure she's plenty old to know that, actually.
No, she's 3 years old, man.
Well, actually, I'm one. In this
Okay, okay,
Late.
one. She's
Oh,
1
yeah,
years
that's
old.
right. You're weird.
Bro,
Anyways, enjoy your
1
evening.
year.
Enjoy your night. Ta-ta!
thank you very much. I turn back to the lads. So what do you say? We spend the next day preparing for what's to come. Let's not be too hasty.
I mean, we do have a lot of money that we can spend.
I guess it's better to have gimmicks and weapons rather than gold we just have to carry.
My
Yeah.
thoughts exactly, big man.
I'd rather have items on me that are worth something than gold that could be easily snatched off me.
Like those heads.
Yeah,
Then
I don't think that was my fault, though.
Yeah, that was weird. Wonder what's happened.
then
Then it's settled.
we should get a good sleep, use the next day to equip us, and then see how we get to the north the quickest way.
That sounds good. And maybe Tavagan, you can find that thing you were looking for. Like, what did you say? Redemption. Why are you laughing me?
I'm kind of sure that is something you can't buy.
Oh, is it so rare? What's that?
Vincent is just laughing his ass off right now.
They say
More
gold
like
can
an
buy
act.
almost anything.
Gold can't buy redemption.
Whoa, not even gold can
It
buy.
can buy forgiveness, though.
No. In the clan of the Valunatu, gold can't buy anything. It's honor and deeds. Gold means nothing in the north.
I mean, I hear donations of lots of money can be considered great deeds.
And with that, let's take a 10-minute break.
On this philosophic discussion.
Yeah. That's how it usually goes, to be fair.
Yep.
It's redemption.
Yeah, what's redemption? Has a lot of questions about it.
And can you even achieve it? I don't know.
So
How do you know that you have achieved redemption?
Someone comes up to you and say, "You've achieved your
You-
redemption, my friend."
I will be here.
God himself
just-
bestows the light upon you.
True.
Only you can
True.
determine whether or not you've achieved redemption.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
says the fireman.
What was this movie with Keanu Reeves where he was between hell and heaven in this fight?
What?
Lucifer or
We don't say his name in this house.
coming soon.
Why
guys.
not?
Going for a coffee.
what was it?
Why are you talking about this?
Because this is a good example of redemption.
You can achieve redemption if you die at the end of the story. That's how redemption is handled in almost every movie.
Oh, the problem was he killed himself because he was smoking and died from cancer. And then
Okay.
he went straight to hell because in the Catholic Church, when you kill yourself, you went to hell. But he was raised again, and he knew what was in what he was facing when he dies again, hell, and so he was like what is it, the exorcist? So he was exorcising all these demons that were possessing humans, and he was also trying to get redemption for his smoking, cancer, and his killing himself. And yeah, and the tragic part about this was all this time he was killing these demons and evils um, and devils, and he knew in the end if he doesn't get his redemption and goes to heaven, he will go to hell and face all the evils he was exercising all the time in lifetime. It
That's
was
very
pretty.
deep.
It was kind of deep. It was a good movie. And in the end, he actually gets redemption. Or he gets a second chance. That was the tragic end, by the way. If you want to watch the movie, I won't spoil it to you, but I can tell it if you want. In
I
the
mean,
end,
I don't
he
really care about
actually goes.
spoilers.
Yeah, so in the end, he actually goes to heaven because he gets forgiveness and redemption. And then the devil stops him, rips the cancer from his body, and tells him he has to live a second life and see that it doesn't kill himself again. So, what redeemed went straight to heaven, and the devil stopped him, and now he needs to prove that he's actually worth going to heaven.
I mean,
Then it was a good story.
Yeah.
With good special effects around, and it was a good movie. Was it? No. Exorcist? Constantine. Constantine is a film. Very good one.
So, how are you enjoying?
so far so good. Can't wait to go shopping.
All good.
We're just filtering some water. Since I'm talking so much, I'm making me cough so hard.
Oh no.
2 hours in and we haven't had a fight yet, so very good.
I mean, we're not gonna do fighting for like maybe 2 sessions. I think. I hope so. I can only hope.
And that's a good one.
I don't know how Princess is doing without killing anything.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what I will do with myself.
Randomly stopping at some point and just killing someone.
I don't know, attacking a tree or something.
Contemplating life. Is this how I want to live my life?
Exactly.
Just killing people?
Just not killing people.
It's not killing people.
There's no one to kill.
This is the problem. I mean, I need to add some character development in this second module because because it's needed, but it's a bit difficult with this type of character, so I need to think to something.
How do you rotate a character?
Hold shift.
Shift wheel.
It's control.
As well, you can hold shift. No, control does once. You hold
Yeah.
when you select your token, you hold shift, you do bigger increments, and if you hold alt, I think you can turn as well differently. As well, if you
Can
hold
you place me on the table again? Or on the chair?
as well if you hold shift and then do arrow keys, you can turn around like maniac.
Ah, I see now.
Shoot.
Tavagan,
Arrow.
stop spinning.
You spin my head right around.
Fuck, I don't see.
I'm sorry.
You will die.
I will stop spinning. I'm very sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, since we all back, I guess.
I don't know about Snooks.
Snooky.
Oh yeah.
Is he real even?
Hey. Talking with the construct.
I think we all just have collective schizophrenia. And Snooks doesn't actually exist.
He
Yeah.
said he's a fireman.
He's not a person, he's a state of mind.
Is he?
I mean, he's from America, but do we know if America actually exists? I've never been there.
I've been there.
Ah, goddamn. Then my theory doesn't work. Where have you been in America?
New England.
Joe?
New England. Where's that?
Around Boston. North of New York. Quite a bit north.
Ah,
This is where Ben and Jerry comes from.
the ice cream?
The ice cream, apparently. And there's a graveyard of forgotten flavors.
Oh,
Where?
that's sad. That's sad,
Every
man.
flavor that didn't make it to the market or was discontinued gets a little gravestone with a nice slogan.
That's cute.
Yeah. I like that very much. And every employee gets a liter of ice cream. A gallon? No, not.
Gallon.
Oh,
How much is the gallon?
3.5 liters?
Gallon these nuts?
Okay.
Okay, so we have like 3 liters of ice cream.
Every day.
Every
month.
day. Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah.
a month. I guess it was a month.
No
But for
wonder,
free. That's
no
fair.
wonder obesity runs rampant at Merc.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like fuck, every day. Sounds.
I mean,
sounds a
you
lot.
would have to hire new people every like half a year because your old ones die of diabetes.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like with diabetes job.
This is how you do employee rotations.
Yeah, but I think it's a common problem in the US.
Yeah.
Snooks!
He's not coming back.
You're on the way.
I'm telling you guys, he's not real.
He's not real. Yeah. He's a state of mind.
Snooks is the way you feel.
Exactly. Snooks
That's
is
why Snook.
Snook is an emotion, an experience.
I feel Snooks.
Snook is a lifestyle.
Ooh. Now it's a lifestyle. Hmm. And he's not back.
Yeah, we'll have him break until he's back.
Definitely. It's no fun without Snooks.
I mean, so far I think he's the leader of our group. So
I thought you were the leader of our group.
really,
Kind
goddamn,
of.
I don't want to be a leader of our group.
Well, it's too late now, Maxi.
I'm not supposed to be a leader. Imagine having a rogue as a leader. Goddamn. There's something wrong with this team.
Well, you should have said that before. It's too late now.
One person has to be the leader. I'm sorry.
Will I take this
And
mantle?
it's not gonna be Thavagon.
All Thavagan cares about is himself and his redemption. He doesn't care about anything else.
No, he also cares about the greater good and his part in it,
Fair enough.
but he's not a leader. He's more like for himself, and he tries to avoid people. Mostly
Well, you're
because
doing
he's
a pretty
afraid-
bad job at it.
Yeah, kind of. He has pretty good control when he's not in a fighting situation, but as soon as he's in a fighting situation, you probably have recognized that he's kind of avoiding the group, going alone.
I mean, we know that you have some wild ass magic inside of you.
Yeah.
Magic he's afraid of.
I know you. I know everything about you. I know you better than your own mom.
You don't know my mom.
Hopefully.
That would be very weird.
I don't even speak German, so that would be pretty hard.
Probably
I feel
my mom
so
also
much
doesn't
better.
speak German.
Did you take a dump or something?
Oh yeah.
Well, then
That
we
took
can
a
continue.
while.
Okay, then we can continue.
Satisfying.
Hmm. So, as you're sitting around enjoying your food, evening passing by, you would see one individual go through the door, approach you, put 2 letters and sliding, one for Draken and one for Vincent. As well, then the individual will be like bowing down and saying good day and leaving.
Ooh, how exciting! I
We
will
gotta-
open my letter.
Same.
As you both check the letters, it's an invitation to your each individual meetings with the for Vincent with the lady and for the for the Draken with the king.
Does it
Uh,
state the time?
It states the time for you, Vincent, tonight, and for you, Draken, in the morning. It states location and everything. For Vincent, would be back at the castle place where you were held for the moment and fed. For you, Draken, would be actually in the gardens down in the castle or the high grounds, high district. With that, you continue the evening. You would see that the event, like around the podium where one of the bartenders is playing the song and people singing around, the benches are dancing, like singing as well. There's like a bard sometimes joining in and out. The party is going crazy.
I would stand up, look at the group, say, "I beg my pardon. I have to leave."
Have fun.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Zoo.
The rest of you, what do you do? I will get back to you, Max.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna go outside at some point, see if there's any birds or pigeons or something.
He's about to
That
eat the
sounds
fucking
so
bird.
weird, man.
If I find any birds or pigeons, of some kind.
As you go outside, you just see a lot of like outside in a tavern. I see the 2 guys hanging around the door, the guards and everything. You would see a lot of different people in different podiums that are like at least 200 feet up. There's like lights everywhere. There's like people sitting around the benches and bartenders running around as well. One place stands out in the southeastern corner, and right by the entrance. The light is kind of muffled, and it looks like there's people, but then there's like a shadows just being casted, but they're not showing themselves around the edges. But overall, everything else looks fine for you. As you look for the pigeons, you can roll me a perception check.
Why on earth would you need fucking pigeons?
You need to feed Sarlatan.
No. Jesus Christ, I'm on shit.
That's a
with the-
fucking 20, bro.
Yeah, with the dirty 20 and the guidance and everything.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, you would find at least a couple pigeons without a problem. As you catch them, they look with the stupid eyes crisscrossed at the different directions, like.
I cast Speak with Animals on myself.
Okay. As you cast it, your head is filled with the pigeon voices saying, "Okay, it's dandelion, just catch me. I don't know what's happening."
Tell you what,
Yeah.
my little friend, I'll give you all the food you want. I'll probably have plenty of food on me from in there. Feed him a bunch of bread and meat or whatever I have on me.
It's like, as soon as you start speaking, it's like, "Hey, did I lie? What's happening here? My brain can't comprehend." It starts like spazzing out a little bit before, just like, "But As you start feeding the food, it just starts like smacking its head, like whatever is getting in the beak there. You caught a very stupid pigeon.
I mean, all of them are stupid.
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of. It's like eats like whatever you give. You give like this breadcrumbs from the toasted bread. It eats up and gobbles up, almost chokes on the cheese leftovers and the garlic. But you manage to like take it out and it eats it back up. You give it meat, like it swallows the whole pieces. You can see the belly just getting bigger and bigger. If it would eat more, it would just kill itself from eating.
I wouldn't I wouldn't feed it that much. Let's see. I will cast a 4th level animal messenger on it. And let's see, speak a message to 25 words.
You would see the magical energy start to envelop the pigeon, and your mind clears clears completely of any surrounding noises, and you just see a blank sheet of paper, ethereal form. You believe it's ready to write whatever you're about to say.
Made contact with the leaders of Faerun. They all want Dragon Cult destroyed. Sending us to take down the
No, they want
White
us
Worm
to
Speaker.
They want us to find the horn.
You got 3 left.
Oh, difficult
I
task.
need more info.
The horn, man, the horn.
As you say these words, it's you see the letter being written down, fold up, and ethereally being placed into the pigeon. The pigeon's just looking like completely mesmerized, like, ah.
The fuck are you saying? The Horde?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
horn. The
The
horn
horde. This is the horde as well.
of the dragon summoning.
They would know about the Horde already.
But they are like forcing us to go after it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Asking to investigate it. It's not forcing, it's asking to investigate what's happening with it for
mean-
the precise location of the worm speaker.
Yeah, we still need other information.
Okay.
Basically, I'm sending that to the Metallic Dragon
So-
Court.
Colt.
Court.
Yeah. As you say
Imagine
this,
you-
yeah.
I imagine you throw the pigeon, but it ate so much that it just can't fly.
Did
No.
not feed it that
So it
much.
goes by feet.
You throw the pigeon, for the second you see it's not trying to fly, it's just a little bit falling, that starts flapping like furiously, like almost a couple inches before the ground. It splatters into the ground. It starts flying and like fat as fuck, barely able to fly, flies off into the distance.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Head back in.
As you head back in, you as well met with this smell of drinks, food, people, women.
Smell of people. That is something.
There is a smell of people, and yeah, you back to your table as Princess and Thavagan is still sitting there without a Vincent.
Okay, I'm still asking Tavagan a definition of redemption. Come on,
Oh,
Tavagan,
no.
just tell me, what's redemption?
Oh no.
Mark
gonna
just
take a while.
died.
This is gonna take a while.
Big ass swig of beer.
Look, the whole cask.
It's more like drinking water.
Shit.
It's actually vodka. It looks like water, but
It's water, but it's actually vodka.
What? I would recognize that.
Nah,
Redemption.
I'm joking.
Redemption. It's when you see. I can't go back to my people. I can't see them in the eyes until I have myself under control, and I'm looking for ways to control this magic inside of me for many years now, and um, I have this feeling. It's kind of unspecified. That I know that there's a great danger, and I think this great danger is the cult of dragons. What greater danger can there be? And that I probably find a way to either control or get rid of this evil or this wild magic inside of me that I can't control. And maybe by helping all these people, all Faerun, that's probably a way to have a meaning in what I can do or what I did, and that gives me peace to my soul, and maybe I have enough confidence to go back to my people
Oh.
or not.
Did
This
did
is
you
how
do
I try to
something bad?
redeem myself. Uh, yeah, because of me, many of my kind died.
Did you kill them?
By accident, due to weakness, because I feared. I didn't do this willingly, but to me and my people, honor and self-control are things that are part of our identity, and I wasn't able to control myself, and I flinched, I feared, and I let loose all this magic, and all this sudden, all these magic and energy poured into this plane, and I was the only survivor. And they all died because I was weak.
Oh, I can understand that. I did something for weakness too. I'm very sorry to hear to hear that this happened to you. But I hope
Thank
you
you.
can find this redemption soon. And you can see that she writes the word redemption. Princess has a list of her favorite words and the words she hates, and she writes the words redemption as first in her list.
Cool work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Does she actually know how to write it?
Probably she writes it all wrong, like with free and
A nice picture.
yeah, she can also add a picture too.
Yeah. And he looks very silently into his water.
Well, we can order something to drink. I mean, they told me that alcohol helps to forget, but it doesn't work anyway, because in the morning you always remember, but it might help.
Yeah, but first and foremost, it helps you to lose control over yourself. Have you had alcohol before?
I had it all the time because I want to forget. I don't actually like it.
What do you need to forget? You're 1 year old. Are you allowed to drink alcohol?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They always serve it to me when I ask. Should I tell them that I'm 1 year old?
I don't know. How is it that you're 1 year old? You look older.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm 1 year old on this plane, on this floor.
What are you? Like a human?
I think I look like a human.
At least you're looking like a human to me.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't think I'm one of those. I think I just look like one of those.
How would you describe yourself?
Oh, sorry, say again. Didn't hear. Didn't hear.
How would you describe yourself then?
I don't know. I mean, I used to be pretty fluffy, and I would just spend a lot of adventure with my best friend, with Imogen. But yeah, then she died, and everything changed, and it was my
You
fault.
were on adventures on this plane.
Sorry, say again. I hear you very far.
You were on adventure with her on this plane.
Yeah, she was great. She was Imogen the Fearless. We lived so many adventures together. Can't believe that the cult did what they did to her.
Okay.
She
And
was
how
the
was it
greatest
that you
adventurer
are-
ever existed.
That's something. And how was it your fault that she died? I thought the cult was her demise.
Yeah, I could not help her. I tried, kill some of them, but it was too late. It was so stupid. And she started punching the table. Yeah, I just went away. I could not do anything. It was too late. Yeah, I was supposed to protect her, and I didn't. I didn't fulfill my purpose. Now
And
I
now
have no purpose anymore. Like, I can just try to destroy who killed her, but I have no purpose. Therefore, I'm nothing.
so you are seeking vengeance.
Yeah, vengeance. But this redemption you are looking for, is it something that I don't know, can stop this emptiness we feel?
This is what I hope to achieve. Fill up the emptiness. You know how it is to lose your people? To not be able to go home?
Well, I know pretty well that feeling.
See? And the moment you feel that you can go home, I think this is when you redeem yourself. It's like Draken. It's a lifestyle. Or
I mean, I can't go home either, so
Nobody can go home in this party.
what did you do?
I traveled through time. Good luck getting me back to where I came from.
Whoa, are you from the future?
He looks up and thinks for a second.
Yes.
Yeah.
And did we kill Tiamat?
I don't recall hearing about Tiamat from where I was, but that's pretty far into the future, so... The world exists, so... I guess. But time's weird, so... I wouldn't trust that.
Time is definitely weird. How
Did you
come that
manage
you
to come back?
future?
Sorry.
So we yes, it's basically the same question.
Yeah, in two different ways.
I touched me and my comrades all touched a glowing orb. Saw a white flash, and then I woke up naked in a forest. Here, in this time. After
you
we
sure
killed an
you traveled in
eldritch
time?
being. Oh yeah, I'm very certain.
I certainly heard of plane traveling, but never of time traveling. But
I actually did it
I'm
twice.
not a
That's the funny
scholar.
thing. First time I walked through a doorway that took me back about 30 years. Did that, killed myself as a baby, traveled again through time, I think past, yes, traveled back in time, then killed an eldritch being, an aboleth with my friends. Then the entire world started to crumble, and then we all touched an orb, and now I'm here.
Okay, Stavagan kind of looked at you with open mouth.
Sorry, just one sec. Did you kill yourself as a baby?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Why would you kill a baby? I mean, it's you. Okay, so there is some sort of consent, I assume. But what? How are you alive if you killed yourself as a baby?
No idea. I'm an anomaly. Anomaly, I'm weird.
Starts glitching out for a second.
Time is strange.
Yes, it is. It's very strange.
Killed yourself. You guys
As a
have
baby.
Yeah, you should have seen the baby when I touched it. Thing was weird.
What do you mean?
Takes out a piece of paper, starts rough sketching a baby, and then next to it, rough sketching what he saw the baby look like after he started touching it.
And how good are you at sketching?
Not good, but one looks like a bunch of like two big circles with shitty arms, and the other one looks like a bunch of squiggly lines. It was that different.
Spaghettifying.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
So you draw. So you saw a draw of yourself as a baby, and then you killed yourself through the paper.
No. No, I
I mean, I've
physically
seen some weird
killed.
shit from my but not like this.
No, I physically picked up the baby, jumped into a wormhole, and then killed it.
Are you sure it was you at least?
Yeah.
You hesitated for 1 second.
I mean, like I said, time is weird, but it was me from that time at the very least.
That's
And then you got entangled with dragons?
No, I was already entangled with dragons. I was born entangled with dragons. With a dragon.
so. Is he your son? Like you said, he was inside you.
No. More like he and I are one being.
Gets weirder with
Mhm.
every sentence that leaves your mouth.
Yeah. Don't underestimate. I think it's all fucking weird too. Having lived through it, it seems even weirder. I actually do have one question for you, Princess. You said you were furry before. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
That sounds weird.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean that I was, I think.
What were you? What did you look like?
I don't know, because the thing is, I was in my plane, and in my plane I look like this,
So,
like as you see me now. So I'm not sure how I was looking like here.
so you were like this, and then you were furry, and now you're back to looking like this?
I think so.
So
Yeah,
then you're
I mean,
not a year old. You're probably significantly older than that.
Well, I think I'm 1 year old in this plane, in this floor, and
That just
but
means
in
you
my
existed here for a year. But from where you come from, you could be, what, hundreds of years old?
not so old. I think I'm. Wait, I'm. I'm 6 from my plane. But yeah, we don't. I think we don't age like humans. My plane is so much different than this one. There is not this stuff. This plane is very static. It's very slow. My plane is very quick. Everything changes continuously. We don't age so slowly like things do here.
Everything you tell us is so confusing.
My thing is confusing. Have you heard, Drake?
I'm still deciding whose story is more confusing.
Poor Tommy. Yeah, so
So time moves faster in your plane. When were you
yeah.
furry, though?
Yeah, I think I was in this plane. But yeah, I mean, once I arrived, I was already like this.
So,
Like,
The
like you see me now.
so the friend that you were with, were they in this plane or your plane?
Oh, definitely in both.
So they were in your plane and then moved to this plane?
I don't think they move. Maybe did. I don't know. I think yeah, maybe. I think she can just stay in both somehow. Maybe not at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know. I never even thought to ask.
Are you like a angel or something?
I don't think so. Angels, like, they have wings, right? Even if, to be fair, as a paladin can grow wings at level 20.
I mean, some of them have wings, I think. I think there are some that don't.
I don't think I'm something like that. Like, I've seen picture of those, but I haven't actually seen any actual. I haven't seen any like angel in my plane, and any actual angel.
And people in your
I don't-
plane look like people here?
Some of them, yeah.
And what do the other ones look like?
I mean, they can look like everything. Like some things, they look like they looks like things that you will never see here, or at least I've never seen things like that here. They can look like I don't know, like animals. They can look like literally like everything. Oh, everything except nightmares. Nightmares, they look disgusting and smell disgusting.
So I'll admit, I'm
Time
fucking
traveler.
weird, but she's also pretty weird.
Okay, I guess we can agree on that.
As you continue to talk in the evening, the wench passes by. Well, the barmaid and the wench passes by, signaling that your room is ready. You're able to, if you want to rest, you're able to go. And as you were just sitting around, let's go to Vincent. Vincent, as you're moving around the cold evening, it's pretty damp. The wind from the sea bringing in this sea smell, the salty smell around as well, hitting your mask that cools off fast and tears your ears, eyes, not ears, eyes a little bit. It takes you a little bit of time, 30 minutes, until you reach the building that you were before. As you reach it, the guards stop you and say, "Hold there. Where do you think you're going?"
I would not even say anything. I just show them the invitation.
As you take out the invitation and just show it and say nothing. "Ah, please, go in." You're let inside again, this bombastic room, now lit in the crystal chandeliers with the small fires burning that illuminate and sparkle brilliantly. It's just mesmerizing.
Gonna swing on a chandelier. Sorry.
Yes. When you come inside and look at again the familiar face of the butler, bows down and says, "Ah, Sir Vincent, the lady's expecting you. Follow me, please."
I shall follow the woman.
As you follow, she says that leads you to a fourth floor. You didn't expect that there's a fourth floor for some reason. As she opens the door, it's a beautiful room filled with the cushions, beautiful, exquisite creatures that are stuffed. There's a fireplace burning. There's a chandelier filled with some lights reflecting from the candles, making this whole place very magical. You would see the Lady Remalia sitting in one corner next to her harp, playing it, and singing in quite a divine voice as you would listen. Reminds you a little bit of the Lady Josephine and someone else. As the moonlight a little bit shines through the clouds as there's an overcast, illuminating this elven look on her. As she continues singing, you just mesmerized for a moment. Then she stops, looks at you and says, "Ah, Sir Vincent, it's nice to see you. Thank you for coming so fast. So you wanted to discuss something with me, talk with me. Well, I'm done with my day's stuff. What's on your mind?"
Well,
As she sits down on the cushion and points to a sit across to another one, like a huge couch. As soon as you sit down, some tea gets placed. The aroma just catches your nostrils, instantly filling it with a slight scent of roses, dandelions, as well as a mix of other things. It smells sweet.
I won't touch the tea. But I will look at
It's fucking roofy.
yeah. I would look at Remalia.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Remalia.
Yes.
You see, the reason why I want to talk to you, that you strike me as a little bit different than all of the others in council. I believe you have some other motives. And as I've said before, I would like to know who I'm allying with before working for them.
Interesting. A man of actual head on his shoulders. Don't see that often. Well, yes, I do have other motives, but those motives were only falling from different kind of an approach that we could do. You see, since the rumors started floating around about the Tiamat, I was the first one to start going with the bells, saying that the return of that beast is soon gonna happen. And well, I've been doing my job with everyone and anyone. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty if necessary. But sometimes it's better to look from a different perspective than just rushing in like a brute without any brain and just doing the easiest thing that comes to mind.
Do you
You
have
see- Yeah?
Do you have a different solution in mind to the dragon cult problem?
Well, my approach would be different because, well, I measure success in value and quantity of intelligence I can gain. And of course, by actions taken. You see, not only the knowledge can be used to leverage enemy into submission, even having things such as, like, for example, let's take this dragon cavern where the eggs were. If those friends of yours that, well, no longer are here would kept the eggs, we could try to ransom them or blackmail the parents, chromatic dragons, into, well, backing off, well, the eggs would die. Now, well, we don't have this bargaining chip. And what else leaves us to? Well, fighting or being killed by the dragon. And we don't know what kind of dragon laid those eggs. If it's an ancient dragon or if it's a young one.
So what you're looking for is information.
Not only that. It's just using the information, knowledge, and other means. Well, if you need to get your hands dirty to extract the information, that's perfectly within boundaries with me.
So, your organization, is it the organization of spies?
She gives you this kind of a accepting smirk. Sammy. As she whispers to you. Well, we see. I can tell you as much. We are dedicated promoting good, preserving history, which includes art, music of old, and of course maintaining balance between civilization and nature and the kingdoms, small and big, with keeping the destruction of life, animals, to minimum. And you see, well, pardon me a little bit, I only consider Myth, Draenor, Elven Empire to be the pinnacle of civilization here in Faerun. Everything after that, well, has been quite a ruin.
What about an empire before that?
There was no empire before that.
What about the UNT?
UNT weren't the pinnacle. They were evil. With their own twisted things, their own twisted beliefs. And look where it led them. Complete destruction. Without anybody's interaction.
Imagine you have eyes and ears everywhere. I have heard some strange news about my patron. Do you happen to know anything about Lady Josephine?
Well, we only know as much as she's been locked into her tower recently. A lot of place has been kind of desolated. It's people left. Whenever she would be seen outside, she would be seen with the hooded figures. I do keep the tabs on her, but whenever we talk with her, she seems to be fine. Last time I saw her, which was just a couple days before, she was just wearing a different garb. Her arms fully covered, which is weird. Maybe she has something. Maybe she, during her experiments, damaged herself. Who knows? She's a smart wizard. She will figure it out.
Well, as part of my mission, as I said, I have to find her a dragon egg. Would you happen to have an information where I can get one? You had the information about the hatchery. I imagine it's not the only one.
We did have information about the hatchery, but it was a lucky break. I wouldn't say that it's a very good idea to now actually go after hatcheries. Maybe the hatchery's already been moved somewhere else. Maybe they been moved back to wherever these dragons gonna collect after this horn has been sounded. Overall, I believe now to find an egg, the best chance for you is maybe in that well of dragons or whatever it's called. If you come
I
by the
hold-
dragon egg by, let's say, random lucky occurrence, well, they just call it luck. But no, I cannot help you with that.
I see. Well, I find your approach to be the most reasonable one out of all of the council. If I've ever come across an important information that might be useful to you, how may I contact you?
She gives a smile. Well, to do so, you wouldn't be naturally free to contact us or anybody of the Harper's organization. To do so, you would need to be part of it.
I do not wish to be a part of any organization. I do not switch allegiances.
It's not a question of allegiances or anything. It's just working for the good. That you're part of the cause. Lady Josephine is part of a Harper's.
She never told me that.
Because telling that kind of thing is quite personal. We as a Harpers, we've been disbanded several times before because our our goals didn't align anymore. And you can come and leave whenever you wish to. It's always whenever your goal aligns with the rest of us. If it doesn't, well, it is what it is.
Well then, if I can leave at any time, I guess I might as well join now. I see our goals to be aligned for now.
She gives a small nod. She snaps a couple times with her fingers. You would see a couple beautiful women come in. As they come in, they both kneel and they carry like this pillow. As they kneel from 45 degrees from both sides and like bring this pillow to you, you would see a small harp, silver like gold looking. It whenever you turn it to different, it's like different color. It looks fey made. As this thing gets put closer to you and catches your eye, Rimalia says, "Then, in the name of the High Harpress, I, Lady Rimalia, initiate you to become the first of the many Harpers. Welcome." As she finishes this thing, the pillow extends, and you see it's a small pin. As you take it, it's like almost automatically, like gently flows towards your robe, attaches it to like a collar, and just gently vibrates out from a view. You will always have this with you. No one else besides other Harpers will be able to see it. Whenever you need to talk with someone, just find a quiet place where you can and start speaking. Someone will be listening.
All right then. I hope only good comes from this alliance.
We are nothing else. We only work for good. And since you are a collector yourself, and do, well, Lady Josephine's bidding, if you ever come of any historical novels or tomes, or let's say art, music notes or something, contact one of us through this harp that is attached now to you to preserve it. That's what we only ask. If you can protect life, you do so. Not on expense of your own, because the life of your own comes first. If you can protect a plant, you do so too. It's only about the good. With this
Fine, then.
small contribution, I believe you can leave a mark.
Well, it's an honor to be a harper.
Do you have anything else you want to discuss?
So far, no. But I will let you know if I find something that might interest you.
All right. I wish you the best that can happen. I hope we quell this catastrophe brewing. If you need anyone's help from the Harpers, you know how to find or contact us.
I will stand up from the couch, give her a bath.
As she stands up too, gives this the kneel to you back, and stands with the arms like held together, and sees as the butler comes to get you and leads you out of the room. As soon as you exit, you hear again the singing, the harp being played. It's divine.
I will stumble for a second. And then go back to the tavern.
Uh-huh. It takes you about, again, 30 minutes to get by. You're back at the tavern and you see the group still sitting at the table. What you guys doing?
Do we see Vincent coming in?
You see him returning back.
Princess turn and ask, "Oh, Vincent, did you go for company in bed?"
You could say that.
You have a good time?
What?
I've
But you
met
slept
quite a lot
just
of friends.
for 1 hour.
It was about an hour and a half-ish.
You slept
Yeah.
for just about 1 hour and a half.
I would say that's pretty good for a company in bed.
Is it? He
Well-
didn't. He almost didn't sleep at all.
I
would
know
come,
how to go with this
sit
one.
down, and I say like, princess, you are too innocent for this world.
Am I?
Apparently.
Okay. Is that good or bad?
It's a good.
I guess that's a good thing.
Sorry again.
It's a good thing, princess.
Okay.
Don't lose your
hesitate a
charm.
bit.
Don't
You
lose your
hesitate
charm.
a bit before answering. Okay, then if it's a good thing, yeah, thank you.
So how has it been going here in the tavern?
All right.
Loud.
Loud. Me and Princess are really weird, apparently.
Yeah.
I know that princess is weird.
Oh well, you haven't heard him.
Yeah, I'm a time anomaly, so. No.
And he killed himself as a baby.
Yeah, that too.
Huh? You say you're a time anomaly.
Yeah. I
You see
technically
Vincent
shouldn't
getting-
exist.
You see Vincent getting out a knife out of his robes.
I'll give you one chance, but after that, you die.
I just
Yeah,
need
man, what are you doing?
I just need a lock of your hair. You know, for science.
Like I said, I give you one chance. After that, you die.
What, you're not gonna give me your hair?
No. Not without a fight.
Ooh,
Maybe you can
is it-
skip that for
is it
after we
worth it?
stop the dragon cult.
And also, why do you want his hair? Why you always want the hair of somebody?
I don't want hair just of somebody.
Well, you wanted my hair.
Yes.
He wants the
Yeah,
hair.
you
of
see?
you.
Yeah, you always want hair. What's wrong with your hair, man? Do you eat them?
You see, you're fascinating individuals, and I'm sure the Lady Josephine would like a piece of you for study. I am
no
a
interest-
collector, remember?
I have no interest in being studied. Don't you want a dragon egg or something?
Ah, yeah.
That is just one of many things that Lady Josephine wants.
Did she specifically say she wanted someone who's an anomaly?
I mean, that sounds like something she would be interested in.
But she never specifically said it.
No.
Therefore, you
Yeah.
don't know.
Did you ask her? I don't think so.
Therefore, do not touch my hair.
Vincent will put his knife away.
Good decision.
As time is passing by, your drinks are always served. Your chew food, like this garlic fried bread with cheese, is always refilled. Do you want to do anything else tonight?
I'm done for tonight.
Yeah.
Me too. Prince will get drunk and then go to sleep.
Okay,
Sleep is good.
the
So
rooms are here.
be ready for tomorrow. Then I will go into my room, roll out my bedroll, and find a nice place on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll also go to find my room and chill.
Which one was it?
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Okay.
Yes,
Hello?
yes. I know.
I'll
I
just close.
was just bullying you. There's plenty of like beds. You can see 2 bunk beds. They look comfy. You can see 2 double beds. Looks extremely comfy too. There's a big table. There's some water. There's a window that is currently locked. You just need to move the wooden lock to completely open it. The room is very cozy, by the way.
Okay, while everyone sleeps, I want to cut Draken's hair.
These walls made of stone.
Outside walls, yes, everything's made out of stone. The door is wooden, and the shutter is wooden.
Okay, I cast meld with stone and walk into the wall and sleep in there.
No, you wouldn't know that I want to sleep still.
I was already going to do that. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, it was. I was looking for something specifically that allows me to do something like that.
Okay, dude.
Okay,
I
You
don't
just
trust
meld into this-
anything right now.
you meld into the stone. You just see Draken just walking into it. The stone is just absorbing it like a sponge. And then he just disappears inside of it.
And I thought this evening couldn't get any weirder.
His
there
head peeks
anything I
out.
can do?
Night, everybody.
The walls
You
are
know what?
speaking.
Before I go to sleep, I'm gonna use my cloak and put a web on that wall. So when you want to
So
go out,
weird.
you will have to go do a dex check to
Dex
get
save.
out of the web.
I'm so curious to see how we end.
Well,
Okay.
Drake can meld it with the stone. He can see and hear from it, if I remember right, the spell.
Movement, you step into the stony point. Nothing in the present remains invisible, otherwise detectable, non-magic. While merged with the stone, you can see what occurs outside, and any wisdom perception
So you will
checks you
see
make
it.
here surroundings are
No,
at
no, no.
disadvantage.
He will go to sleep. He'll go to sleep.
Time, spell.
Well, he can
percentage.
hear. He can hear, but we'll need when he's sleeping. He's gonna need to roll perception with disadvantage, and you're gonna need to roll stealth.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
I mean, she's very good in
I would
stuff.
say stealth with disadvantage because both Tavagat and Princess are existing in this room, and they might notice you. So
And I also still have blind sight.
yeah, plus blind sight. You can't
I mean,
fucking
I
sneak
don't
on
have
him.
to be right directly in front of the wall to throw the weapon there. Your blind side ain't nothing, bro.
It's 10 feet. This room isn't that big.
Now, the one that's from Cloak of Arachnid is better than the regular web.
Alright, cover this entire
Range
room
is
with web, man.
60 feet and 20 radius.
Well, you've worked your arm, Max.
Okay, I mean, I can throw a web from here
Oh, yeah,
all
Drake
the
can do
way.
so.
Okay, I'm throwing the web.
Yeah, Drake, you can do the perception.
Uh,
Just to notice it. I mean, it's still gonna have an effect. So.
yeah.
Even
Uh-huh.
notice it just to see if he will notice. Yeah, of course he does notice. He knows it's coming. It's there.
I know what to do when I get out.
Yeah, but you basically stick the web there. There is no web there.
Oh yeah. That's for you. That's because you're a bitch, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you all rest, you hear the doors being locked everywhere. Yours, the door next in the next room. You hear people rustling around. There's a couple guys standing behind it. They sound with the metal armor. It seems to be safe. It seems the guards have positioned themselves to protect your place. With that,
Yeah, of course.
with that, the night starts going. Some of you, please roll me perception with disadvantage.
Mhm.
Already
The
did.
tavern
can
is
probably do
yeah,
that.
the tavern over the night is still active, but it quiets down at some point. You just hear people rustling around anymore and just finishing their drinks, and the last people just leave. So roll your perception disadvantage, please. One
All
of
of
you.
us,
Rick
right?
has the
One
plus
of you. It's fine.
Already rolled mine.
Disadvantage. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's quiet night. You're fast asleep. You still can't believe you're in the Waterdeep so fast as after dealing with the ice dragon and the big castle, meeting with the lords of the Waterdeep and the surrounding areas, as well as the ladies and lords of different factions. You all gain a long rest.
Hell yeah. I get my web back.
That
We are
Okay.
facing a world-destroying awakening of a dragon god, and this is your problem. You get your web back.
Yes.
simple things in life, dude. Simple things.
If you think about too much about a huge problem, it creates an unnecessary stress, man.
Yes.
Probably.
So why not do a little bit of tomfoolery to make fun for everyone? You know what I'm saying? A little tomfoolery never hurt anyone.
Mm.
That depends. There's time for foolery, and then it's foolish to. Hmm. Whatever. You do you. Don't break the group. Being you. Let's go on this shopping tour.
I believe
So,
Draken has
well-
has an invitation to attend to.
Also, I want to see what's happened.
All right, I wake up and there's webbing everywhere. I'm guessing. That's a good question. How long does that spell
There's-
last?
Oh, that's a
Uh-huh.
good question. That is a good question. Let me check.
I don't think it
I
lasts
think
8 hours.
5 minutes.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay, never mind then. It was all for nothing.
Yep.
God damn it.
You know what?
Man, it was a good attempt.
You know what? DM, can we allow the web to just be there when I wake up?
Oh well.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. I wake up, I summon my fire spirit, and I teleport out of it.
Get fucked, son.
You
Oh.
ruin everything,
Yeah.
Draken.
Yeah, pretty
Ever.
much. I use control flames so the fireball doesn't spread throughout the entire room.
You just see in the morning the fiery explosion starts happening, that the flame just starts swirling around and just dissipate into the fire spirit over the time. And they're just gone. And Draken's just out, just tapping his coat and everything.
They're just stretching.
Yeah.
Alright, I have some place to be.
As
Are
you
you
open
ready for breakfast?
yes, as you open the window. Oh, it's fucking not open. Oh, sorry.
No.
Just let's say. Blah, 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 blah. The door is open. As you try to open it, the first doesn't open. Then the guards quickly open it and shuffle back out. You just hear them walking out. I see most of the people are still there. It's less active. There's more faces. The tavern is still existing, basically active, but it's morning.
Well, I will simply take the wind razor and I will go to look for someone to buy it.
I'm gonna go to the place. The
Okay, let's call this the shopping spree and the meeting place for the Draken is the last things we do for tonight.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Yep. So let's start first with the Draken. As he heads, as you all start heading out first, Draken breaks off and heads into the direction where the court happened. And as you, rest of you, just head into the different direction. So Draken, as you walk, it takes you about 35 minutes to finally reach the place where the court was happening. You see, there's another pathway on the right leading into what looks like a garden maze. And as you're approaching, the guard stops you and says, "Sorry, how can I help you? What do you want to hear? It's restricted area."
I have a meeting here. I show him the note.
Ah. King Melodrak wanted to see you. I see. Please follow. As he nods to other guard, another guard nods to him. They switch the places, and he starts leading, and he looks at you and says, "Don't get too far behind, or you're gonna be lost here for at least a couple days."
If I got lost, I'd just burn it down.
You know how much you're gonna need to pay? Don't. Just
I don't care. Just lead me to the
Stop.
guy.
Just don't. He starts leading. He tries to chit chat you from time to time, but you're just stoically not having it. He just gives up at some point and just leads you through. Eventually, 10 minutes passed. You are led into like a circular place, which is covered with the bushes and everything. It's pretty secluded. And you see the King Meladrak just sitting there. Tea. There's a butler. There's a parasol covering the his his uh, his body from the sun, casting the big shade. And there's another seat empty just in front of him.
Your Highness. I give an exaggerated bow to him.
As you give this exaggerated bow, he doesn't even look at you. He says, "Please sit down," as he's reading something and writing. As he gestures with his left hand for you to sit down. Don't need with your theatrics. We're right now speaking as two individuals. As he's not looking at you whatsoever. He then gestures to his butler to help you get your drinks and everything. And then says, as soon as you sit down and everything and drink is there, he tells to his butler, "Please go to the different corner and give us some privacy, please. Make sure that nobody enters." As soon as he leaves, you feel a little bit tense. This kind of a tense and strong, powering aura coming from the Meladric. He finally puts down a pen, closes the book, looks at you and says, "So you wanted to talk to me about something?"
Yes, I did.
"So what would it be?"
I knew someone. His name was Fenris. You look exactly like him.
For the moment when you say this, he starts looking at you left, right, the head, your shoulders, your chest. Gives you like a little bit of squinted of look. "How do you know about Fenris?"
We were friends at one point. Pretty close to
I
a
don't
brother,
believe-
honestly.
"I don't believe Fenris ever knows a kind of you like you. He's right now in the monastery with his whatever scholars."
And his brother is with the dragon cult.
That's the sad part, yes.
Well, I believe you heard me say that I've sort of traveled through time. Both me and he were a group together before that.
He listens to you explaining this. And he's traveled through time. You're trying to make joke out of this. I don't believe the time travel could be possible. It's only gods could do this.
Well, what we were dealing with were beings that were pretty close to gods anyways, so there's a reason that happened.
And who you were dealing with?
We were dealing with an aboleth who wanted to use a ancient red dragon named Sarladon, the one that I showed you guys yesterday. Use his power to gain basically the power over everything, something like that. I don't remember exactly what he wanted, just knew he was evil and wanted to take over a lot of shit.
You can see his emotions almost escaping. Like his face and look just change as soon as you say Aboleth. As soon as you say Sarladon. As soon as you say this whole ordeal. He quickly collects himself. "Who are you? How do you know these things? Did
Drake.
he send you? Did that fucking snake send you?"
The aboleth?
No. He didn't. So, if you're from the future, actually, entertain the thought here. What happens to me? What happens to Fenris? What happens to Neri? To Varam, I mean.
To be clear, Varam's Fenris's brother.
Yes.
I believe Varam died. Fenris and everyone in our group, I don't know. After we killed the Aboleth, everything started to break down. We were in some kind of alternate space with a single orb, crystal thing. I'm not entirely sure what it was. I believe we might have used the power we gained from both the Aboleth and the ancient dragon to reset everything. Mostly a theory. And after that, I didn't see anyone else, and I was here. Been looking for all of them this entire time, and you are currently the closest thing I've come to any of them.
Well, Fenris is currently in a Demonwood, as far as I know.
Makes sense. Would I be able to get in contact with him?
I can send him a message if you wish to, but I don't know if he will ever receive it, because one of his, well, leaders of this conscript he is, tends to block any kind of communication to the people that join it. So for me, it's very difficult to contact him.
I don't suppose you've heard of any other beings coming into this world through strange means like me.
No, this is the first time I'm actually hearing about this. Draken, roll me in perception quickly. You would notice a snake-like tattoo around this throat with one eye. That's like almost alive, moving.
I'll look at it for a second. I believe Fenris had a tattoo like that.
As to say that his whole face changes from like kind of amused into horrified. No.
Have you
No.
been in contact with the Aboleth? Did it bestow you something? Like it did he?
This is not an aboleth. This never was an aboleth. This is the family curse we always carry. This being, the Eldritch being, he's one of the great ones that apparently kept our family under its tight grip. If I remember his true name, his name was Kerkelion. Ever since I was born, since my father passed, it just appeared and just been going around my body. Sometimes I would have nightmares. But overall, you tell me that Fenris has it. Or had it. Seems to indicate that he somehow got rid of it.
He made a
And that's-
deal, and I believe that.
But that secondly indicates that I die, because it only transfers to the next in line, the oldest one in the family, after the father.
I mean,
He leans back a little bit into his chair, gives this kind of a deranged smirk, starts laughing. just laughing. It kind of sounds awkward for you. It sounds eventually starts being a little bit scary. As his eyes tiny bit start glowing that yellow amber color of snake like whenever Fenris would have similar during the fight. Then he calms down. I haven't had this kind of amusement in a couple 100 years. My boy managed to outsmart Kerkelion.
Not sure outsmart's the correct word, but circumstances happened that we beat him.
At least beat him. At least I'm happy for that. But you are indeed a bearer of grave news, aren't you, Drake and Mercer?
I suppose.
Bringing the tidings of the future.
I
But how do you know it? But how do you know it will actually pass? It might be your future, but it might not be mine.
From what I know about time, no idea what will actually happen. Technically speaking, I shouldn't even exist. Time's weird.
Back in the day, our empire dabbled a little bit in the time magics and the time fuckery, let's say. So I do understand the time being weird. So anything else you want? Just to contact Fenris? Nothing else?
Just to make sure we're clear, the being we destroyed was Kerkelion, and Kerkelion still exists now.
I believe you are misunderstanding. The Kerkelion is a great old one. The snake, the aboleth, is the abomination that shouldn't exist. The aboleth before always would come with the devious plans. You know about the scarlet rot. The red, crystally weird thing that makes people exhausted continuously, do you?
Yeah, we dealt
It's
with
been
that.
discovered. It's been discovered in the mines recently. And it's a taste of wonders apparently when people drink it. But I've seen the aftermaths. And I believe with every passing death that it brings, Ableth is getting stronger. But that's not a matter. I guess you in your future and my boy and whatever part of the group you are will probably tackle this. So it's no matter to talk about it, what might happen or not.
Maybe. If anything, it's probably good that someone knows about these events. But yes, I would like to get in touch with Fenris. Perhaps I can gain some kind of connection that way. So I'm pretty sure my future self isn't born yet.
I'll keep a tight eye. I will send out the messenger to Elytra to contact, who was his name? That guard and close friend of Fenris and Demonwood. Can't follow the names of the old Fenris friends.
I'm looking through my notes, man.
Adric wasn't his name. I think it was Adric. None of matter. I'll seek him out how we can.
All right.
You want to discuss something else? Because I have things to attend to as well. For this whole ordeal with the Cult of Dragon.
I guess keep an eye out for any other rumors of time travelers. Would be great.
He gives you a nod. Will do.
Thanks for your time. Gets up.
And one more thing, Drake and Mercer. If you are really an anomaly and you somehow retain your memories and, well, get into the future, tell my boy that I'm always proud of him.
You could do
Because
that
I think
now as well if you wanted to.
he gives you this kind of a distant look. It's mostly impossible. He needs to know in the future. But well, let's see what happens. As he waves you away, the butler comes over and says, "Right this way, sir," and leads you out of the labyrinth. As you're leaving out a little bit, you would hear something crashing and scream that echoes and cancels out in these whole labyrinth, makeshift labyrinth. And then incoherent talking, named Carkelion, Fenris, screaming, and then just silent, dead silent.
I'll
As
look
we-
at the guard real quick.
Uh-huh.
Are we not going to check that out?
He like shakes his head and gives this kind of like a rock, the frown face down. Nah, it happens often. It's how he is. Sometimes the cuckoo starts coming out when you get older.
Sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
With that, we cut. Oh no, not this one. Where is it? As that, we cut towards the other group. As you are finally leaving the Vermspine Tavern, you take about 15-20 minutes. You need to orientate a little bit, but then eventually you get into the district where you follow directly north and eventually reach the market over here,
Dun.
the center. As you go in there, there's plenty of different traders. There's traders for potions, traders for various goods. There's as well some item sellers. There's as well some better good sellers. If you need, like, you asking about the smith, they all point you towards the southern part down here, where the other smith can work at one of the forges. One of the known forges.
Cool.
So what do you
I
do?
would like to ask about maybe someone who sells rare stuff, maybe like a collector or something.
Okay. You find one person, another person, third person. They like, oh, I don't know. You stop and one person that's kind of like shady looking, and he's like, "Oh, you're looking for rare items? What kind of items?"
So he doesn't look trustworthy, right?
Yeah, he looks shady.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed. I am looking for someone to buy a very expensive thing.
Okay. What kind of expensive thing we're talking about?
Yeah, well, you will
We're
know
talking
when you
about
see it.
we're talking about something of legends.
He gives it this kind of look like, legends to say. Maybe then I know somebody who could help you. Do you want to go talk with the Hipsy Pipsy Secret Goods?
Sounds good to me.
He gives like this kind of a McScrudge arm, like McScrudge back, and the arms like fully going, like touching arms, like whistling around like this. And he's like, as he leads you a little bit down to the western part around the Chazelis race road that leads down, that then eventually finds a small shack. The shack is completely out of ordinary. It's painted purple. The shades are closed. It's very run down looking. And it's kind of smelly. As he opens the door creaks a little bit, and there's just the stairs down.
You go first.
Oh yes, definitely. He starts going down. He goes down. It takes about 50 feet. It's dark as shit and down there. Then a small light appears. A lantern he's holding in, and he whispers, "Are you coming?" As it echoes to you.
I will follow.
You follow down. He waits for you. Points it to the wall. There's multiple lanterns. Is all of you going together, like Tavaga and Julia and you?
And yeah. I'm going with him.
Standing behind Vincent, raising my eyebrows, like, are you sure this is where we sell? I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not.
And in Thieves' Cant, I will say to the man, if anything happens to me, I will find you and I will bury you.
He answers in Thieves' Cant. Don't worry. We love everyone here. We just secretly, because we love doing so and creeping the shit out of people.
I just pick up a lantern and go.
As you go through, it's very damp and it gets tighter and tighter over the time. Eventually, you all almost need to crawl to pass by. For him, it's completely normal. It seems he's shrinking down compared to this whole thing and still fitting perfectly fine. For you all, you are having problems with your armor, squeezing through, scraping around Tavagan with your bulkiness and the size. You're almost stuck every couple meters scrolling. Vincent, for you, you are as well like struggling. He's like, I forgot. Sprinkle something on you. You all become tinier.
Oh, that's perfect. Let's go.
You just keep going. The rats are now the size of the giants.
We're
just-
so tiny?
Yes.
God damn, that's
Oh,
awesome.
Jesus.
You just keep going. Eventually, there's like a small crack in the wall, and you just are collected with the smell of a sewer.
Oh,
You hear the chittering of the insects. You see a centipede, a size of the freaking giant dragon, just
Whew.
go through like leaving you in dust completely. You see a fly. The fly is the size of the freaking griffin. He's like, yeah. Don't get mesmerized. You don't have much time. The fucking dust will get off. Come on. As he continues leading you, and then you eventually go into that crack. As you go in the crack, the space just opens up. You're so small, you just see the items, normal size and everything. He's like, oh, yeah, here. Sprinkles dust on you again. You've been casted again, the enlarge, which you return back to normal size. And then you see
weird experience.
Then you see him, just the smallest shit, just for somehow in a supersonic speed, just disappear running around behind one of the chandeliers that are just on the floor. Then you see a chair and a small table. The chair not turns around, but like it's 4 legs. It like wiggles around like tick, 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 tick. And you see on it sitting a giant rat. Well,
This
hello
is
there.
amazing. I will turn to the group and say, people like this hold the best stuff. Trust me. I would come to the table. I would say, "Hello, sir."
Well, hello there, dearie. As you sit down, the chair just there's no chair in front. As you try to sit down, the other chair just like swashes in, and you sit down in a chair. It's a little bit squishy though, because you sit into something and you just made it sound like.
So I heard from your friend here. You're
Yeah,
interested in the rare things.
I do smell rare things on you though. What you got?
I will get a wind razor and put it on the table.
As you put the wind razor, he's like, "Oh, that is very, 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 very rare. Ooh, where did you got that?"
Dragon horde, my friend. It was quite dangerous to get that.
Dragon horde? You didn't brought any dragon hide. You slacking.
I believe someone got the body parts of a dragon. I think it was actually me. Because I'm the
Yeah,
closest.
it's still you, Vincent.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I got some dragon parts, but I would put like a dragon scale, a white dragon scale also.
As you
Like
put the
this?
as you put the dragon scale, it takes it with. You can see the 2 small arms of the rat just taking this huge scale. It goes to its big nose with a big this big circly thing, very jiggly at the end, as it starts like sniffing, like as it just completely jiggles around as it's with each sniff. He's like, "Oh yes, that's very authentic. How much do you want for that? 250 gold? Is that okay? Is that too much? Is that too little?"
You see, you like rare things. How about I also like rare things? Maybe we can do a little exchange.
Your friends like the rare things, right? Right.
Oh, my friends also really like rare things. Right, friends? And I turn it to them.
Definitely, they're so much easier to calculate.
It takes its small arms and like on the table, like puts the scale back down on the table, starts making like, "Yes, I love the rare things. So, what are you talking about? Besides this sword you got here?" Yes.
I turn to the group. Do you have something to offer to our little friend here?
Let's see.
Offer.
The item
You
we
are
found
offering.
last time.
We do have a very rare armor,
Yeah,
specifically for a
let's-
cleric. Ever heard of Jesus, how it was called? Armor of the Blind Martyr, right?
Armor of the Blind Martyr. There was only one armor like that. It was one of the legendary Valkyrie's armor, if I remember. Morris!
Oh, Jesus. Let's scare the shit out of
There's comes out a fucking butterfly. Yes.
Awesome.
Oh,
Do you
wow.
know about the what was it? The death martyr, or what the fuck was it? Yeah, the Valkyrie martyr, right? The blind one with the cover. Yes. Yeah. I know. Why? Well, they got that. Shut up. He's like, yes.
Okay. Let's do it this way. We didn't bring the whole armor with us, but I would pull out like a shoulder plate. This is just a little proof for you, and I put it also on the table.
The rat takes it, bites it. The teeth just break apart. I'm not ready off like that. So what do you
I
want?
know that the princess. Is he eating the armor?
I mean, I quite like that. I mean, it's a direct approach.
Maybe he lacks iron in his system.
So what do you want specifically? Do you want potions, armor, rings, walls, costly, everything? What is I don't know. I got everything.
What about? Yeah, I guess.
Weapon.
What about some weapons and also some armor? I think.
Yeah,
Or wondrous items.
I'm sure a person like you has a lot of wondrous things.
What? He like rips out the teeth out of his mouth and says, and takes the prosthetic and puts it in. The prosthetic is comically with the normal teeth. It's like, okay, a little bit better, but yeah, they will grow in a couple of days. So, okay.
Okay.
So, what do you specifically want?
You see, myself, I would really like to get my armor a little bit better. You know, I fought a white dragon, and
Uh-huh.
its breath is so cold that my armor got a little bit damaged. You know, would be nice to replace it with something better.
Armor with the frost resist. Yes. Morris! Yes. Find an armor with the frost resistant. Okay. Pisses off into the and you just hear like rustling like something like fuck mother my thing.
This is the best experience.
Top
I
quality.
imagine the rest of the group is just, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, you will hear like Princess talking to herself and be like, "Oh, maybe they work for the Tooth Fairy." Never seen that before though.
I'm very confused.
It's okay, Tavagan. I think they work for the Tooth Fairy. Like I heard that
Okay.
some of them are mice. Actually, I didn't thought they were so big. To be fair, I don't know how they've never seen them in the night, but yeah.
Says a 1-year-old furry.
You could call her that.
So wait, so if I can ask though, what specifically like light armor, medium armor, heavy armor?
Ah, yeah. What do you wear, man?
Nothing.
I'm wearing light armor, and I wouldn't mind just getting a good light armor, maybe with a couple more leathery straps on it. You know, that gives just maybe a +2 to defense. You know.
Oh.
It screams again. Morris, you better bring the fucking leather armor. Oh, my leg is fucked. It's rustling around. It will take some time, so any other oldest.
So I turned to my friends. So I found something to replace this Wind Raider with. We still have the armor. Do you have anything in mind? I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
this little fella has a lot of stuff.
I do. Will be good for me to have, I don't know, something like a glaive, but I don't know, magic or something. All the time can never cut the skin of this bloody dragon colt. They have very hard skin. Those pieces of shit.
Would you help out this lady? As I turn
So-
back to the rat.
So you want something else to cut, right? So let's agree on this: a very rare armor for you, at least a rare glaive for you, and does this big guy want something?
Big guy needs something to hit
I turn to
bigger
Tamago.
guys in the air. What do you
Mm.
have? Like a bow, darts, something to kill dragons at range?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do have.
You would have to give something our friend like in exchange. You know?
Yes, of course. I'm not going below rare. With this
Well-
kind of armor, At least you should earn this much. It's very legendary.
Well, we still have something, do we?
But we are giving him 2 legendary items. Isn't that enough?
Well, I'm only talking about the one legendary item. I'm not talking about the second one yet.
See.
Hmm.
Do we have use for these two, the armor and the sword, so we can trade both?
Well, for the sword, I wouldn't trade. I would try to sell it. But if you don't want the money, well, maybe wondrous items, if anything you want.
I think we just need items.
I figured.
What do you say, guys? I'm.
You sound
Yeah,
so
let's see
low.
what let's see what he has to offer. I mean,
I need a ranged weapon. I mean, I have these darts, but probably something more powerful. I didn't know what we are up against, so and you said we should gear up, so I want to gear up. And,
Okay.
and now you're asking me to change something? Look at me, and you look at him, and he's wearing no armor, his gauntlets, and he has his staff. He has basically nothing.
Okay. You want something with range, big guy? I will find you something range. You want armor? We'll think something of it if Morris would find it. And you want something to hit the things better. So, okay. That's my proposition is this. I do not ask you to leave your items nothing, but I do ask to leave at least something of value that you would return. If you do return, you will get your items and we'll do the trade, and I will return your item. That you will put it as a, let's say, collateral.
Sounds very good to me.
Okay. If Morris
I think that you're an honest rat.
blushes a little bit like, you're fond of me.
that's great. I heard of you before, but I had no idea you were so good.
Again, blushes even more. Please. Okay, I'll add you a couple potions for that too. That's just how
Yeah.
I think we have a deal, little fella.
extends his small arm forward and
I just
fully smiling.
give him a pinky.
You give him a pinky, it fills his whole arm. It shakes vigorously. You can feel even your pinky, your whole arm being like shaken like completely. Like he just shakes it, takes with the second arm, just starts shaking you completely. The whole table just shakes and then eventually. Okay, so what do you expect to leave? Just for collateral, so we're covered here.
Well, I did bring the sword with me. I can leave it here.
Yeah, I mean, we can
And-
leave
and
also
I-
the armor, right?
And I
Nobody can use it.
I put my hand on the sword. I can leave it here. But if I come back and it's not here, and you are not here, then we might run into a problem.
That's a deal. You put the sword. It takes it. It gives you like a paper. It's very thin, but it's very firm. It has initials GPL and chits and bits and the number. And the number is 435.
Okay.
So on this thing, you will see the number change from time to time if you ever would check onto it. Do not lose it or your items will be gone. This is my only final warning. When it reaches 1, you can come over. It will reach 0. You will be able to pick your items. Is that capiche?
All right.
So we have a deal.
Everyone looks very, very blank, and obviously doesn't recognize anything what's happening.
Okay, good. Now, you can come the same way you came through. There is a little bit of dust for you to become small, and you will be big in about half a day.
How
All right. I snatched the dust of small.
Isn't there a regular exit?
No. Yeah, you come out to sprinkle this dust on you. You just you can see, you two can see the Vincent shrink down, and he just goes through the hole. Princess, you take it too. You sprinkle on yourself, you become small, and you can see Vincent now. He's in the hole just waiting.
Oh,
Oh,
how can we fight like that?
And you just, as you're both small around in that hole, you just see a Thavagan, just big, an ultimate giant, just
Yeah,
completely.
exactly. My
And to
voice is
make
like,
the
how can we
picture
fight like that?
complete- Yeah, and to make the picture completely grumbles a curse in giant, and then he sprinkles dust over
You
himself.
sprinkle the dust, you're just cursing. Your voice from normal deep just goes into the high pitch deep.
Like a chipmunk.
And then that's where we cut off for today.
Oh no!
Right.
Awesome.
Cool. What did we get at the end? I'm not
I
sure.
will find out. We will
You will
find
find out.
It's like a
because
surprise. Okay, it's like close box exchange. Okay.
We get loot boxes. We have a chance of getting very rare items. It's a very
Yeah.
low chance, but it's there.
But yeah, thank you
yes.
everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for
Okay.
playing Tyranny of Dragons, the Rise of Tiamat Session 1. It's been awesome for you to be back. Sadly, no Sari here. But yeah, I hope you liked it. And I will see you on next week, Friday. And is it Saturday yet?
Yes.
It is Saturday already, yeah.
Yep. It
So
is.
Yeah.
thank you very much. It was an awesome session.
Hmm.
Yeah, thank you. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good.
What is from Snook?
I said, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, because I.
Mhm.
So
It's
sad.
very inquisitive.
Give it that sign.
Goddamn Stacy, that dress looks awesome on you.
Girl.
So yeah,
Ooh,
I don't know why I came up with this fucking seller, but just had that idea.
that's so fun. Yeah.
You should have made him sound like a.
I
fucking
knew
skateboard.
that you will. I knew that you will do some shady stuff.
But it's the best thing with the shady shit.
Yeah, exactly. You can buy the best things from the shady people.
That's true. Yeah.
Remember that book you got from some guy?
Oh,
some-
hey, do you want to buy some books?
yeah. You got like the tome of, I don't know, spell things.
Tome +2. Arcane Tome, was it?
Yeah.
Arcane
He was
Grimoire.
very shady.
Oh yeah, he was very shady. Exchange the fucking finger of Lich into Arcane.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, welcome to the world of my D&D. Shady shit happens and the fucking stupid as heck.
It's okay.
Okay.
Just posted you a side note.
Yeah, I do
Sit-
know about Kenzie's.
Perfect.
All right.
And I have still a slot left.
Perfect. So yeah, thank you everyone for playing.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, good night.
Have a good
Night.
night.
Sleep well.
Forward
Go to sleep now. See you next week.
See you next week.